Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to Chatman FPL Game Week 9 live on this Wednesday night. What's the date in 2001? It is Saturday, October the 13th, 2001. Cheers. Let's have a beer and a toast, as per usual, to our three heroes of organising the game. Andy Martin, FPL Tactician. Dave, Simple Goal. James Alapran. Thank you very much, guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to my man in the top corner, FPL Captain, on the graphics again. He might even be able to provide something extra during the course of this night. No pressure. So, Slancher. Those of you who don't like the swearing will be pleased to know that Middlesbrough are not playing at home tonight, so there won't be as many Riverside motherfuckers as per usual. For those who are wondering why I'm not drinking my Beer Nuts beers, FPL Captain's got the beers delivered that I've ordered for him. He ain't fucking got mine yet. Jesus. Right, let's get into the team news. Obviously, all 10 teams playing this evening. Some interesting news in the team news, but I don't think anything that's too shocking as such. So we've got 25 minutes till kickoff, so we'll have a run through these together now. We'll start at Ewood Park. We'll go alphabetically through these. So Blackburn Rovers host Newcastle this evening. There are 4 changes for Blackburn. Most of them going out of the team are defensive to obviously go back to a more attacking lineup, as obviously they are at home this evening. So Flitcroft, Mark Hughes, Keith Gillespie, who was obviously sent off at Spurs in game week 8, and Damien Duff all miss out this evening. Into the team come Greer at centre-half, Alan Mahon in midfield, and Marcus Bent and Corrado Grady come back into that team. I think the really interesting one on the Blackburn team news is that Alan Kelly, who had been sent out on loan earlier this season, has retained his place in goal. Brad Friedel is only a substitute for Blackburn. So they line up the more common home formation of 3-4-1-2. With Kelly in goal. The back three is Gordon Greer, John Curtis and Henning Berg. An interesting note on Henning Berg, because I know fitness of players is very much up for debate at the moment. I don't know if this is an error that I found looking through the sheets earlier today, but I had Henning Berg's fitness at 55%. And he starts for Blackburn Rovers. Obviously, there's been much talk surrounding obviously Ian Hart and his 76% fitness, which we obviously knew yesterday he would start for Leeds. Henning Berg, I had listed at 55% fitness, and he starts for Blackburn. Wingbacks are Bjornaby and McAteer. In central midfield, Mahon and the impressive 2 guy, Matt Jansen, goes back into the hole, allowed to push on and join in with Marcus Brent and Corrado Grady. Back in, obviously, the Premier League's top goal scorer with 6 so far. And that's in spite of not starting the last 2 games for Blackburn. Blackburn have won 3 of their 4 home games so far this season. Only top of the league, Middlesbrough, has gone to Ewood Park and taken points off them. They host Newcastle today. The interesting one, I think, from the Newcastle lineup is when I originally saw the team, I think I did what a lot of people did and thought, where's Norberto Solano? Solano does play, but he plays at right back. So as per usual, there's changes for Newcastle in the full-back positions. With Barton obviously being rotated, he's just a substitute. And Robbie Elliott, we knew, was on a 3-game suspension that ends in game week 12. That's not right, is he? I think he'll be suspended till 13. He's got a 3-game ban anyway. And the other change comes into the side. Wayne Quinn comes in at left back. Gary Speed comes into the midfield, which means Kieran Dyer going to the right. And that allows Norberto Solano to drop in to right back. I guess there's pluses and negatives for that for Solano owners. One, you might get more minutes out of this. It could be a 90 minutes. The 2 wingers are asked to advance into, the arrows that you see on the formation grids. The fullbacks don't have that. So yes, a defensive role. Doesn't mean, obviously, if there's a change later in the game that Solano could get pushed forward. So Newcastle line up with Given in goal. Solano's at right back. Quinn at left back. Davies and Marcelino, as usual, the 2 centre halves. Mercedes is joined centrally by Gary Speed, Laurent Robert on the left of midfield, Kieran Dyer on the right, Shearer and Bellamy up front. Your substitutes in that fixture for Blackburn are Friedel, Damian Johnson, Simon Grayson, Mark Hughes and Damien Duff. And on the bench for Newcastle are John Carels, the substitute goalkeeper, Warren Barton, Diego Gavilan, Shola Amiyubi, man, and Clarence Acuna. Moving on to the Reebok. Bolton Wanderers make 2 changes. Bruno Ngotti comes into the side, replacing Paul Warhurst at centre-half. And Per Franson misses out. There is a debut in central midfield for new £140,000 signing Robert Lee from Newcastle United. So Bolton line up Jääskeläinen in goal. Back 3 of Cooper, Hendry and Ngotti. Wing backs are Southall and Madison. So again, no place for Simon Charlton at left wing back. Central midfield, Kevin Nolan is the one who gets the nod to partner Robert Lee. Rodney Wallace is in the hole. Again, that means Henrik Pedersen and Michael Ricketts up front. On the bench for Bolton, Steve Banks, Warhurst, Bo Hansen, Jibril Diawara and Ian Marshall. Bolton, who have won 3 of their 4 home games so far, including the last 2, obviously have had this run. This is the 3rd game of 3 consecutive home games that a lot of people have been looking forward to with Bolton. They host Southampton. Southampton make the 2 changes. There is a debut at left back for another new signing, Gavin Ray, a 2.7 million signing from Dundee. And there's also a place in the team for Howard. Brian Howard comes back in on the left. The 2 to miss out are Jason Dodd and Joe Tessam. I think Tessam's picked up an injury. So slight alteration to how they line up. Defensively, it's Jones in goal as per usual. Ray plays at left back, Lundic Varm centre half. Rory Delap comes in from right back to play centre half, and Petrescu goes from left back to right back. It means with Howard on the left, it means Anders Svensson reverts to a position on the right of midfield. Draper and Murray in the centre midfield. And again, it's Marion Pahars and Kevin Davis up front. Still no place for James Beattie. He is amongst the substitutes with Tessam's obviously not injured because he's on the bench. Matt Oakley, Matt Letizier and goalkeeper Neil Moss. Moving on to Charlton. No place in the back 4 for 4.0 rated defender Danny Shitu. Mark Fish comes in and takes his place. Mark Kinsella, we know that has picked up an injury. Could be back for game week 11, I believe. And out of nowhere, Klaus Jensen is back in the Charlton team. 4.5 million midfielder. I think when the prices were unveiled, a lot of people went like Jensen at 4.5 million, and he's back. There was not seen much sign of him returning to fitness or anything. He's straight back in that team, partnering Gary McAllister in central midfield. I have got the tiniest fucking fly flying around me, and I had a shower an hour ago, so I don't know what's quite going on now. So Charlton line up with piss off. Kylie in goal. The fullbacks are Chris Powell and Luke Young. Centre halves Fish and Richard Rufus. Jensen and McAllister central midfield. As I said, Wilcox on the left. It means John Robinson retains his place on the right. You bastard. And up front, Jonathan Johansson plays again with Jason Yull. Yull has a 1-game suspension that will start next week in game week 10. Charlton substitutes today are Ben Roberts, John Solarco, Graham Stewart, Gavin Peacock and Andy Reid. Some old timers there. They host Arsenal this afternoon. Or this evening even. There are 4 changes for Arsenal. No Lauren, no Martin Keown through suspension. No Freddie Ljungberg, and I saw quite a few people wanted to gamble on Giovanni Van Bronckhorst this week. He's also left out. Into the team come Lee Dixon, Tony Adams, Ray Parlour, and there is a debut for new signing for 12.5 million, the AC Milan legend midfielder Dimitri Albertini. He is priced up in the game at 6.5 million. Arsenal line up therefore with Seaman in goal, back 4 of Dixon, Campbell, Adams, Cole. The midfield 4 is Ray Parlour on the right, ticking off on the left. Albertini in central midfield with Robert Perez allowed to push on, and Henry and Jeffers retain their places up front. That means Carnu and Bergkamp are only substitutes again. which probably will continue to put the fear of God into anybody that does still own Thierry Henry. Junichi Inamoto, Matthew Upson and Richard Wright make up the Arsenal bench. On to Pride Park. There are 2 changes for Derby. One in force. Mark Poom begins a 3-game suspension. So Andy Oakes comes in goal. And Elliott has come in at centre-half for Murray, which means that Craig Burley comes out of the back 3, goes back into midfield position. So Derby are Oakes in goal, back 3 of Elliott, Carbonari and Rigger. As per usual, Carbonari back to the central position. He's allowed to push out from that back 3. Boateng and Aranio, the wing backs. Powell, Burley, Valakri in midfield. Ravanelli and Malcolm Christie split forwards. On the bench for Derby, Lee Grant, Georgie Kinclardsey, Daniele Diano, Adam Murray and Branko Strupar. They host Chelsea, who have lost their last 3 away games, and it's all changed for Chelsea. 5 changes in all. Desailly, who we knew had picked up an injury and is expected to be out to around about game week 12, is out. Also, no place for Morris, Alex Zedzi, Stanic or Zola. In come Ferrer, Gronkia, Petit, Sam Dallabona and Mikel Forsell. Idaho Johnson, 90% fit, not deemed fit enough to take a place in the 16. He is not amongst the substitutes. So Chelsea, Kudachini in goal, back 3 of Gallus, Ferrer centrally, John Terry, wing backs of Gronkia and Mario Melchiot. Petit is back in midfield with Frank Lampard. Dallabona plays in the number 10 position. I think he might be 4.5 midfielder, but you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong there. He wouldn't be the first that's been tried for Chelsea recently. Obviously, we've seen Alex Zedzi playing that recent defeat at Leicester as well. Was it Leicester? Everton, sorry, they lost that last week. And it's Forsell and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank up front. The Chelsea bench is Bosnich, Morris, Stanic, Zola and Zenden. Moving on to Craven Cottage, and I think a lot of people were of the opinion that with Legwinski suspended that this would be Louis Saha's chance and Boamorte would go onto left wing. I think it's one thing that was really putting off people captaining Louis Boamorte. For those who have taken the plunge and been brave, he does start up front, Boamorte. Again, no place for Louis Saha in the Fulham lineup in spite of that suspension for Legwinski. Fulham have made 2 changes in all. It's Goldbeck and Clark in for the suspended Legwinski and Sean Davis. So they are Van der Sar, usual back 4, Harley, Goma, Wadu, Corrigan, midfield 4 from left to right. Estoises, Collins, Clark, Goldbeck on the right, Boamorte and Marley up front. Mike Taylor, Zat Knight, Louis Saha, Barry Hales, Kieran McAnesby are on the Fulham bench. They host Aston Villa today. And they are one of 2 sides that have picked a very, very interesting defensive formation. Something that we've seen similar from Everton previously. I think it might be my friend Dan, FPL Chancellor, described it as the defensive swell. Really odd formation. It's led to a couple of OOPs that are interesting. The headline news on the Aston Villa team is that yes, it's a flat back 5. Steve Staunton, Lord Staunton, is not part of that flat back 5. He does play in central midfield. So, as I said, this is a formation we've seen very similarly from Everton in away games in the past. Flat back 5. The left back is really allowed to push on the full length of the left-hand side of the pitch. And the 3 midfielders, 2 centrally and 1 off the right, have responsibility to come back in defensively. So that midfield 3 of Staunton, with Boateng centrally and Ian Taylor off the right, it's fucking weird, are all tasked with coming in defensively. Schmeichel is back from a ban and back in goal. Alan Wright is that left back that's given full licence to push on down the left-hand side of the pitch. They are Barry, Alpine, Melberg, centre-half. There is a full debut for Aston Villa for Stephen Carr, 5.0 defender, bought for 4.4 million from Spurs in the week, goes straight into the team. Paul Merson plays in the 10 position, allowed to go on and support Juan Pablo Angel. The Villa bench is Boaz Myhill, Darius Vassell, Mark Delaney, Bosco Balaban and Dion Dublin. We move on to Ellen Road. We knew Ian Hart would play. Some of you out there, I'm convinced, have still captained him. Fucking cojones. Massive shout out to FF Scout Luke Disable, who gave me finally the cojones once I've seen him to play to know to go and start him again because he'd run some simulations where he'd had exactly 76% fitness. In all 3 of those simulations, he appeared for more than an hour. In 2 of them, he played the full 90 minutes. In 2 of those 3 simulations, he scored as well. So I think Everton going forward are really inept. So a lot of people expecting the clean sheet, hoping that there's going to be something attacking wise. But I guess the biggest question so far going into this game week is, will Ian Hart make it past an hour? He plays at left back and he does have an attacking arrow from left back, as does Alan Mabry, who plays right back. There's no place for Gary Kelly in this team and neither for Michael Dewberry. Lucas Radaby comes back in for Leeds and Olivier Dacour is back fit as well. So Leeds are Martin, Hart, Ferdinand, Radaby, Mabry. Midfield 4, Kuehl, McPhail, Dacour, Backer on the right. Robbie Keane in support of Mark Viduka. On the bench, Paul Robinson, Simon Johnson, Alan Smith, Michael Bridges, Jonathan Woodgate. One massive positive there I would suggest for Hart owners is that Dominic Matteo is not one of those substitutes. As far as I can see there isn't an obvious fullback replacement there to replace Hart at left back, and that could have a huge bearing in terms of whether he makes it through this day or not. Leeds host Everton, who also obviously go and play this weird spiral formation. It's also led to them playing a defender in midfield. Abel Xavier plays out of position in midfield for Everton. So they line up very similar system to what I just mentioned. Aston Villa line up at Fulham. Simonson in goal. Naismith gets the left flank to do what he likes with it. Unsworth, Stubbs, Weir at centre half. Steve Watson is back at right back. Alexanderson, Xavier and Gravison tasked to sit in from midfield. Max Moore comes into the side to play in the 10 position with Duncan Ferguson up front. So to clarify, it's Gemmell, Gascoigne, Pembridge, Campbell who miss out. Watson, Unsworth, Naismith and Moore into that Everton lineup. On the bench for them are Paul Gerrard, back fit near enough. That's an interesting one to watch out for. He's sub-goalkeeper for Everton. Paul Gascoigne, Peter Clark, Edan Tell and Scott Gemmell. Moving on to Leicester City. This has been the massive gamble of the week. How many players did you buy? I bought 2. A lot of people bought 1 or 3 or none, and you know that they're going to let us down. But the first bit of good news is I think the team is exactly what all of us would have predicted. One change, Robbie Savage we knew was injured, so Muzzy Izzet comes back into that team. Leicester are Ian Walker in goal, left back Delaney, right back Rowett, Taggart 4.0 and Elliott 5.0 the centre halves. Wisen is it in midfield? Is it tasked with pushing on? Joby McAnuff, right midfield. I've bought him. Andy Impey, left midfield. James Scowcroft in the 10 position. I've bought him. And Dean Sturridge up front. Tim Flowers is on the bench again for Leicester. His suspension is due to start next game week, but has obviously lost his place in any case to Ian Walker. Callum Davison, Matt Heath, Frank Sinclair and Adi Akinbayi on the Leicester bench. Finally, some changes to the West Ham team. Shaka Hislop is back in goal for Tom Phillips, which is ironic because David James is incredibly close to fitness, and I'd suggest David James will probably play in game week 10. They have also made a change at right back. Schemmel is out and Adam Newton comes in at right back. There is no place either for Joel Cole or Freddie Canute. Jermaine Defoe is in up front and there's a place in midfield for Michael Carrick. These young kids, who knows if they'll be any good or not, right? Or how soon Spurs will just pluck them. You are our feeder club. In goal, Hislop, back 4, Soma, Repka, Daly, Newton, Courtois on the left, Sinclair on the right, Hutchison in midfield with Carrick, Di Canio and Defoe up front. Canute and Joe Cole both on the bench for West Ham with Minto, Hayden Fox and 4.0 goalkeeper Tom Phillips. To Anfield, decimated up front. All of their forwards are injured. The big news is that Danny Murphy plays OOP up front and the forward that's got the nod is Hakur Gudnarsson. Yeah, I didn't know that was going to happen either. FPL captain, I'll see you in the chat and I'll get onto them stats. No props, pal. So in total for Liverpool, there are 4 changes. Vignal, Redknapp, Heskey and Fowler miss out. In come Risa, Carragher, Haman and Gudnarsson. Just to clarify on the Liverpool injuries in case you missed them. Vladimir Smica, who could have covered up front, is out to around about game week 20. Yari Lippmanen is out till January. Michael Owen, we know, has been out all season to around about February. Emil Heskey, we anticipate back in probably game week 12. Robbie Fowler is likely to be first back in game week 11. So Liverpool are likely to be without this front line again in game week 10. It's interesting, I'd say, over the next 7 days of our real world, are they going to buy anyone? Otherwise, I've got strong eyes on Robbie Fowler once he's back, because him and Heskey then look like they're a lock up front to me. So they are in full. Dudek in goal, back four of Hegem, Hippier, interestingly, Risa at centre half, Carragher at left back. Biscan right midfield, Haman and Gerrard centrally, Nick Barmby on the left, Murphy up front with Goodnison. John Miles is a substitute forward. He's on the bench. So too Redknapp, Vignal. So is Richie Partridge, also a young attacking player. Chris Kirkland is a substitute goalkeeper. Middlesbrough are unchanged. Jonathan Greening is up to around about 90% fitness, but is only on the Middlesbrough bench. So they are unchanged. Crossley, Fester, Eggyog, Southgate, Stockdale, Gordon, Windass, Ince, Johnston, Whelan, Rickard. On the bench, Schwarzer, Ian Pearce, Andrew Campbell, Jonathan Greening and Szilárd Nemeth. To the Stadium of Light, Sunderland also unchanged. Just a note on them that Julio Arca is likely back next game week 10. They are Sorensen in goal, back four of Gray, Tome, Craddock, Haas, Bart Williams, Schwartz, McCann, Till, Phillips and Leslandes up front. On the bench, Ashdown, Varga, Bellion, Medina and Reddy. For Ipswich, 3 changes. McGrill, Magilton and Pablo miss out. Gardso, Miller, Stewart in. Means Finidi George, who is going to be my first substitute, and he's not going to make it in, is OOP again up front. They are Serrani in goal, Haridason, Gardso, Bramble, Clapham and Jermaine Wright, wing-backs. Jermaine Wright playing right wing-back. Tommy Miller, Holland and Kumas in midfield. Stuart, Finidi is split forwards. And substitutes are Marshall, Pablo, Peralta, Roycer, Alan Armstrong. And finally, to White Hart Lane. Come on, you Spurs. It's a big one, lads. 2 changes for Spurs. Casey Keller is back in for Neil Sullivan. The other one we expected, Matt Etherington, played left wing back against Blackburn in game week 8, was then immediately sent out on loan to Nottingham Forest for the season. Christian Ziege is back fit. 90% fit. He's back in at left wing back. So Spurs are 3-5-2 of Keller in goal. Bunjevcevic, Perry, King, Ziege and Anderton as the wing-backs. Poyer and Salakovic central midfield. Interestingly, no attacking arrow for Salakovic, possibly with the opponents in mind here, bearing in mind hosting Manchester United. Sheringham is allowed to advance on the 10 position in support of Redroth and Everson. On the bench, Sullivan, Simon Davis, Chris Armstrong, Les Ferdinand, Tim Sherwood. Finally, to the champions, Manchester United, 2 changes. Dennis Irwin is out. Gary Neville is back in. Neville plays at centre half. His brother Phil stays at right back. It means Mikel Silvestre goes back to left back. And Veron is back in for the very unlucky Paul Scholes, who scored in game week 8. United are Barthez, Phil Neville, Blanc, Gary Neville, Silvestre, Beckham, Keane. Veron, as usual, allowed to push on from midfield. Giggs, York Van Nistelrooy up front. On the bench, Roy Carroll, Andy Cole, Paul Scholes, Ollie Solskjaer and Dennis Irwin. That is your team news. God, I could do with a fucking drink after that lot. Bloody hell. Right, let's get ourselves off to the lane, mate. Let's find out what's happening. Right, let's see what the guys are saying on their official account. Captaincy update. I have from the official account, the Champman, obviously not the shit fucking FPL one. The official Champman FPL account. Captaincy, less than half have picked the big 3. Ruud van Nistelrooy's captaincy is 26.6%. Thierry Henry, 16.2% captained. And Shearer, only 5.6%. Luis Boamorte has 12.2% of captainers. And Mark Viduka, 10.3% captainers. I thought Viduka would be a lot higher than that. He's probably not had the buys that I had quite expected. Boa Morte, I think it's brave. And those who have done it, you're going to be really happy that he's playing up front. So very best of luck with that. The Leicester boys have got some ownership in terms of captaincy as well. James Scowcroft is captained by 5.2%. Dean Sturridge by 4.7%. And 1% have got real cojones and captained Ian Hart. Good luck to you all. Right, I also have some numbers in. Excuse me, it started already. From my man FPL Captain, who's provided me with some data here that he's managed to pick up. Not just a graphics expert, but he's got some stuff going as well. So captains, as we'd said, Van Nistelrooy 27%, Henry 16%, Bowen 12%, Viduka 10%, Shearer 6%, Scowcroft, Dean Sturridge 5%. I can also say Henrik Pedersen 4% captained, Harry Kewell 3%, and Robbie Keane 2%. The most transferred in this game week were James Scowcroft, 244 net transfers in. Dean Sturridge, 224. So nearly 500 people, which is approximately a third of the game, have bought basically one of Leicester's front two. 121 buyers for Boa Morte, 119 for Viduka. 57 for Leicester's left back, Damien Delaney. 50 for Jerry Taggart, 47 plus for John Collins, another 38 for Pedersen, and there's been some interest also. 35 net transfers in for Sami Hyypiä of Liverpool and of Herman Hreidarsson of Ipswich. Most transferred out, Stefan Selakovic has lost 195 net owners. Sergei Rebrov has lost 121. Marcel Desailly has lost 117. 84 people net have sold Ian Hart. Shearer and Zola sold by just over 50. Grabby and Tariko's not due back to a back game week 12, I think, sold by 40 net. And there's also been sales, 37 transfers out net for Jason Wilcox and Laurent Robert as well. That means your ownership stats currently are overall ownership. Ruud van Nistelrooy 76% owned. It's monstrous. Ian Hart 58%, Alberto Solano 57%, so too David Beckham. Alan Shearer and Steve Staunton also have just over 50% ownership. Boa Morte is 38% owned, Mario Melchior 33% owned, Kevin Nolan 28%, starts for Bolton today, and Thierry Henry has an ownership of 27%. As you should be able to see from the ticker in the top right hand corner, we are all systems go. The 10 matches have kicked off. I wish all of you the very best of luck. I've been rabbiting for half hour, so I'm going to take a moment, get yourselves into the chat, and I'll catch up with you in a sec or so. But I need to have some fucking beer, guys. And breathe. Good luck, everybody. As the old Wi-Fi and shit old nut guys, I take it everything's fucking good. Alright, while we're waiting for first goal to go in, I'll probably clarify what I've done with my own team. Oh, let's not do that. There is an early penalty to tell you about, and is at White Hart Lane, and it's gone to Manchester United. And I have the captaincy on Ruud van Nistelrooy, and I have started Kasey Keller for Tottenham. It's almost the dream scenario for me. They're going to pick up something here, probably. Unless someone other than Van Nistelrooy takes it. Could there be an alternative, a Varane, a Blanc perhaps? But I can tell you it's a penalty to Manchester United. Let's wait and see and hold on for that news. Yes, I am one of the ones who's captain Ruud van Nistelrooy, and I'll probably explain my decision just after he's missed that penalty. We wait and we wait. Mind you, the delay in this does make me think that Kasey Keller might be getting sent off. Quick start here. Keller's already saved brilliantly from Beckham, but now it's a penalty. Ledley King adjudged to have fouled Van Nistelrooy when jumping for the ball. It's very soft, and King is absolutely furious. Varane will take the penalty. It could be an assist for Van Nistelrooy. It's Veron, 3% owned roughly or so. You can see my guy Graphics has put some of the ownership stats into the bottom right hand corner as well. Juan Sebastian Veron will take the penalty for Manchester United. There are 3 minutes gone up White Hart Lane. And for those who are gambling back on Veron, is it already instant returns? We will find out any minute now. Go on, KC. Go on, KC. USA, USA, USA. Come on. Tweet it, you fuckers. And we wait. Veron has missed the penalty. Genuinely missed the penalty. Doesn't say saved. It says missed penalty. Penalty missed by Veron. I presume that means Keller has not saved it. Information to follow. It remains goalless at White Hart Lane. Oh my lord, for those who've gambled to get Veron back in. A missed penalty inside 5 minutes at White Hart Lane. You couldn't script it. So it remains goalless everywhere across the country. But that's possibly already the biggest moment of the night. Veron has missed a penalty for Manchester United. I can only presume, as it says missed penalty, that he's put it wide or over or hit the woodwork. It does not say Keller saves. I presume it's just a genuine miss. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Cost, obviously, a Van Nistelrooy assist there. So actually, from thinking I might have been on Van Nistelrooy penalty and Keller getting saved, I've got nothing out of it. Absolutely nothing. Oh dear. I'm not expecting Keller to hold on to his clean sheet. So we wait information. Here it goes. Would you believe it? A second penalty save at the lane 2 weeks. Veron steps up confidently, but Keller saves it. Veron, just returning from injury, just cannot get his season going. Kasey Keller has saved that Veron penalty. Go on, Kasey. So yes, I started with Kasey Keller over Matteo Sereni. Not expecting either to keep clean sheets. Obviously, Ipswich away to Sunderland. But very much thinking that there's been a trend of goalkeepers making saves against Manchester United. And I felt, A, with the home fixture for Spurs. United didn't score at Leeds, by the way. And the amount of saves that goalkeepers have been making against United, I just felt, I don't fancy either of my keepers to keep clean sheet. I'm going to go with the guy I think's on for the saves. What a bonus that he saved the penalty for me there. So, that remains to be seen how that plays out. My back three tonight is Ian Hart, Sami Hyypiä and Laurent Blanc. They're all on clean sheets at the moment. Loving it. I have the first goal of the evening to tell you about, and it's come from the Stadium of Light. Has Sereni's clean sheet gone? No, it hasn't. Ipswich have the lead at Sunderland. Goal scorer is Marcus Stewart. The assist goes to Tommy Miller. So we are 6 minutes in. First goal of the night goes to Ipswich away to Sunderland. Marcus Stewart, the goal scorer. Tommy Miller, the assister. Ipswich lead 1-0 at Sunderland. So I've gone in midfield. Kjell. I sold Selakovic and I sold Nolan. Sold them for Scowcroft and McAnuff for a -4. So starting with Scowcroft and McAnuff. I'm starting with Kjell and I'm starting with Solano. I left Finidi George as my first substitute. The thinking behind that would be I've gone with guys who had a home fixture. Never feels worth leaving Solano out at his value. I didn't think that Finidi would start, in all honesty. So I left him out on that basis. Expect him to return now. And up front, I've got captain Ruud van Nistelrooy, Alan Shearer and Henrik Pedersen. The thinking behind holding on to Shearer is probably my game week 10 captain at home to this Sunderland. And here's the update on that goal. Not the start the struggling Black Cats wanted. Stewart sees his initial set as saved. Tommy Miller gets the rebound, diving in to tee the ball back to Stewart, who applies the simplest of finishes. Yeah, I think captaincy next week is a little bit tricky, and I think it was this week as well. My theory being that Spurs defensively are not great, and when in doubt, just go with the big bad boy it owned. And I knew a lot of people were not going to captain Van Nistelrooy this week because there is so much analysis at the moment on going for these guys playing home games and stuff. And it could prove that in an hour and a half that I've made completely the wrong decision. But I didn't have enough information on others, so I just went with Van Nistelrooy. Or let's say not enough faith in others in terms of the Pedersen, Scowcroft. I didn't have enough cojones to put the captaincy on them. That's the real Yeah, I might not captain Van Nistelrooy at Villa next week, which might seem weird. Anyhow, I have news to tell you of a substitution at Ewood Park. An early injury. Marcelino picks up a knock in a 50-50 challenge and needs to come off. Warren Barton is on in his place. So I assume that's Barton to centre half, and therefore that probably means Solano staying at right back for the foreseeable of that match. I would suggest Dabizas is my other outfield substitute with Richard Rufus. I'd actually put Rufus ahead of Dabizas because Newcastle's just been so shit defensively. And Rufus with a home fixture, and we know Henry might get taken off after 59 minutes anyway, right? So why worry about it too much? Well. And there goes the Newcastle clean sheet. He's back in the team and he's scored again. Corrado Grabby has his 7th goal of the season, and the assist goes to the impressive and brilliant Two-Guy. Corrado Grabby has given Blackburn the lead against Newcastle. 9 minutes gone at Ewood Park, and the assist goes to Two-Guy. Grabby now away on his own comfortably with 7 goals this season, 2 more than Jason Newell and Mark Viduka. He's got 7 this season. One of the additions you might see to the bottom right-hand corner on the graphics tonight as well is you might see some ownership numbers and the like there as well. Top captaincy statistics for the game week. I hope that improves the gameplay for you while you're tuning in this evening. I did talk through those statistics just before. My man FPL Captain, give that guy a follow. Top left-hand corner up here. He's managed to get the graphics up and doing. Thank you very much to the guys inside the game who have provided that information to Chris, FPL Captain, following the 7 o'clock team news, and then he's worked on it very quickly to be able to add and put in. So, Slancher boys, all involved there, well done. I'll eventually get in this chat in a minute. I just like talking to myself. I missed all the drama in the chat about Veron. Gutted. Information on the Corrado Grabby goal. When he plays, he scores. Corrado Grabby, his 7th goal in 7 games, volleying in superbly from Two-Guys' delicate chip through boy. Given had already denied Curtis superbly, but Blackburn now have their noses in front. Eric Rabo sold Two-Guy, and this happens. Expected it. Yeah, all about timing, mate. Although I'm worried about what Selakovic might do to me tonight. I don't know. Is there any good time to sell these kind of players? Brave to sell him in a home fixture, but it's never going to get harder than Manchester United at home. FPL chance of Grabby squad, so that's in bench for the next 3 games then. Yeah, I should say so. They're away to West Ham next week. 3 of Blackburn's next 4 fixtures are away from home. The one home fixture is Arsenal, I believe. So, yeah. Please, go and buy him. Because I won't be. Andrew Martin, you think Souness would cotton on to play this formation away from home? You would think so, Andrew. Put it this way, it's West Ham away next. If they don't fucking play an attacking formation, they're away from home. They never will. Hello, Luke. Disable, I can see you in the chat. If you've just joined, mate, you missed me give you a big up for your Ian Hart simulations. Well done, my man. Until he comes off before the hour, in which case we're all going to fucking blame you. Ryan says, fucking fuck right off. The Woodward's also been hit at Ewood Park. Great response from Newcastle. Shearer collects Dyer's cross before hammering a fierce shot which clips the bar and goes over. Shearer playing against his former club today, of course. That's correct. Scored far more Premier League hat-tricks for Blackburn than he did for Newcastle. Did you know that? If you took part in Planet FPL's weekly Wednesday quiz, you would know that. Gary Shepherd's in. Hello, mate. Smash and Grabby. Get in. Brad Lewington. James, when United have them home games in 2 game weeks, will we see Ruud van Nistelrooy ownership go above 90%? Fucking hell. I don't know, mate. Was it Charlton and Southampton are the 2 home games or something? It's not Charlton, obviously, I've just played, isn't it? But it's 2 very appealing home games. It lost a little bit of a connection with our graphics there, but it should come back on very shortly. You may not even notice. Liam H is Captain Hasselbank. Yeah, good. Ryan saying, yes, indeed. His disappointment is immeasurable and my day is already ruined. Ryan, I don't know if you're on Twitter, mate, but when this is finished, you can slide in my DMs at Planet FPL Pod. and I'm happy to obviously assist in any way I can. 13 minutes gone, and nobody wants me to tell them that there's an update from Elland Road. Kill finds Decor, who picks out Robbie Keane in the box. The Irishman gets an excellent half volley away, but unfortunately for him, it cannons out off the bar. Unsworth clears the danger. So Robbie Keane hitting the bar there at Elland Road. Remains 0-0 between Leeds and Everton. And actually, coming up to the quarter-hour mark, there's only been 2 goals so far. 2 guy setting up Corrado Grabby for Blackman's opener at Newcastle. Tommy Miller has assisted Marcus Stewart for Ipswich, who lead at Sunderland. The big news is that Juan Sebastian Veron has had his penalty saved by Casey Keller at White Hart Lane. Remains goalless between Spurs and Manchester United. I see lots of Pedersen, Sturridge captainers. Yeah, we've seen them on the ownership. Feely M2, what's Grabby's ownership at the moment? I don't know, but whatever it is now, it should be fucking less next week, pal. Danny's saying yes, fucking devastated. Who's your vice, Danny? If that's who you've gone with. FPL Tractor's gone Kiel. Joe Murphy's captain Ricketts. At least you haven't just got Ricketts. You'd need to see a doctor for that one. Ilan Melchior says Ricketts captain area. He's got Ricketts as well. A couple of people need a doctor. Ed Cannon. Oof, unlucky Robbie. Andy North for Leicester playing. You know that Leicester are losing 1-0 here, mate. Fucking certainty. FPL Tractor's in. Hello, mate. Saying great work on the graphics. Much appreciated. That's all the doing of my man, FPL Captain, who many of you might have noticed as well, provided the in-play graphics on the Wolfpack's Worthington Cup draw that they put on YouTube last night. Brilliant. Top work. I'm sure you, Andy North, you just mentioned me there, isn't it? Goal at Craven Cottage. I'll come back to you, Andy. Goal at Craven Cottage. It has not gone to Fulham. Goal scorer for Aston Villa is Juan Pablo Angel. An assist for the Magic Man, Paul Merson. Aston Villa lead 1-0 at Fulham. Angel, the goal scorer. Paul Merson with the assist. Yeah, Andy, brilliant work. You follow Andy at Teach Mode on Twitter. Excuse me. Brilliant work on that draw, mate. Top work. Well done to all the Wolfpack boys. And brilliant podcast as well last night with Luke, FPL Irons, Late Riser 12. If you're in the chat, guys, really well done. Excellent podcast. Late Riser, mate, some of your insight there was very good. Really well done, pal. DJ Music Case, hello everyone. I just wanted to say that I got your name right finally after all this time. Matt Morrison, just tuning in. I have Keller on the bench. Too bad for me. You won't be the only one. Ipswich's clean sheet is gone. Goal at the Stadium of Light for Kevin Phillips. An assist for Michael Gray. Kevin Phillips with the goal. Michael Gray with the assist. Ipswich Town, clean sheet. Wipeout. Billy Hadaway says Leicester will score as soon as Suj comes in the chat. Suj said he was going to join right at the end to gloat because he's done his five-a-sides team against the scout Rob Pick this week. He said, I'll only be in the chat if I'm winning. I said, with the way the fucking bonus points works out, how are you going to know unless you've got someone who's got hat-trick and whatnots? I told him to go for Kevin Phillips as a striker, by the way. He wouldn't fucking have it. Stupid fucker. Anyway, Andy Cairns is the 2-guy seller. Luke Porteous fucked right off. -8 to take out. Missed pen. Salakovic for Veron. Missed pen. 5 mins in. Also misses a pen. Sick. Long way to go, pal. Information on those 2 very recent goals in the Premiership. Villa lead against the run of play, and it's from a counter. Alpay plays forward to Merson, who shows a good touch and tidy feet to beat Gomar before crossing for Angel, who finishes on the volley. Villa will now look to defend this. I'd say, judging by that starting formation, they're looking to fucking defend it in the first place. Show me a person who doesn't love a diving header, and I will show you a moron. Great play by Mickey Gray. He leaves Miller and Wright for dead before whipping into the box for Kevin Phillips, who Keith Houchens it home past Sereni. But you're mentioning goals against fucking Tottenham in cup finals for, lads. Jesus Christ. Most of these people in this chat and playing this game would have no idea who Keith Houchen is, mate. Keith Ashton scored for Coventry City in the 1987 FA Cup final. Do you feel old, guys? Most of you are like, who did he play for? He played for Coventry City. They beat Spurs somehow. No one knows how, but it happened. Weird time, right? Wimbledon beat Liverpool the next year. Ewood Park. It's all kicking off. There was some sort of incident off the ball between the Allens, Marn and Shearer. It looked like much ado about nothing, but everyone's got involved. The referee's marching over to sort it all out now. Uh-oh. Shit's going down at Ewood Park. That is all I have at the moment. Are we looking at Alan Shearer red card? Because that's what you're thinking, and that's what I'm thinking. Of course, because I said I'd probably captain the fucker the next game week. Although he'd be available, and that's true. He'd be available, and then I could just bin him afterwards, which was the plan. So, shit happens. How many have captained him? It was quite a few, wasn't it? So Shearer's ownership, 53%. I can confirm Shearer has been sent off. Red card for Alan Shearer at Ewood Park against his old club. Alan Shearer has been sent off. He has 53% ownership and 6% had captained him. Alan Shearer sent off for Newcastle, and they are behind at Ewood Park. I would suggest that is a 3-game ban incoming for Shearer, and that will start in game week 11. So he can hang around for next week, be my captain, and then get the fuck out. Problem is, I have these ideas from a transfer perspective, and then, yeah, lots of people are going to be joining in on that same kind of route process now, aren't they? So, I'm just looking in, and I see there's definitely more viewers in here than there's been before. So, thank you very much, guys. Much, much appreciated. So, information from Ewood Park. Blackburn a goal up and now a man up 2. Shearer shoves Alan Marn. It's silly but not violent. However, Stephen Lodge obviously feels you can't raise your hands. And Shearer is dismissed. Shearer is gobsmacked, but the home crowd are delighted. So Blackburn lead Newcastle 1-0 and Shearer has been sent off for the away side, who are now down to 10 men and a goal down. I saw a comment in there. Someone let me know if the sound is okay at the moment. I'm going to assume yes, judging by the chats. I just happened to stumble across someone said they was having problems with their sound. I did say it might dip out for a moment or so. DJ Music Case, what the fuck? Thank God I captained Scowcroft. Ryan, my fucking God. Ryan, DM me, pal. Colm, Shearer cutting loose. Do you know what it might be? I might not be in the old aeroplane mode, guys. So if you're having a few issues, that's probably on me. No, I am in aeroplane mode. Yeah, no one would be chanting Shearer tonight, would they? Peter Carter, maybe they'll appeal it and he'll get off the ban. And no one's going to want him after next week anyway. Andrew Martin, look forward to the time with Derby Saturday evening. Hopefully Rennie can ref it. He sent Shearer off before, hasn't he? FBL Badger, lovely fixture for Shearer next week before we sell. That's the problem. Everyone's going to do the same thing now. Thank you, Manchester Reds. Thank you, Gary Smith. Thank you, Ram. Thank you, Shamil. Thank you, Edward. Christopher C. Anybody else is saying that as well. Thanks very much. Sorry, I just happened to notice a comment that someone said they'd lost sound. Remember, guys, and I haven't had to mention it yet, so really well done. I'm on a 30-second delay behind the tweets. Best advice if you want to enjoy the stream is clean sheet wipeout. Klaus Jensen is back and with a goal for Charlton Athletic. They lead Arsenal 1-0 at the Valley. Klaus Jensen, 4.5. Me missed that, y'all. As I was saying, I'm about 30-second behind the tweets. So the best advice, I see Edward Healy saying, try turning the volume up maybe. Yeah, you could do, actually. I'm about 30 seconds behind life. As soon as I see the tweets from the official account, I will tell you about them. That will not get projected into your YouTube stream for about 30 seconds. Just make sure you're live. The advice is if you want to follow the stream and enjoy the chat, the best advice is to turn the notifications off from the official account until full time. That's all going well. I've got a goal to tell you about also at the Stadium of Light, and it would be a popular one for some. I'm going to guess it was from a little bit closer in this time. Titus Bramble scored again for Ipswich Town. Assister is Jason Kumas. I think his first return since joining from Tranmere Rovers for 2.4 million. Titus Bramble has given Ipswich the lead again at Sunderland. Jason Kumas with the assist. Rob Reed, Arsenal clean sheet gone. Wow, can this go any worse? Ed Cannon, go Kylie. Ooh. That probably didn't come out too well. DJ Music Case, this game week's quickly going to shite. I never understand the whole this game week's going to shite. 25 minutes gone. Look at the players who've scored. No one's got them. Relax yourselves. There's so long to go. FPL Ferrell, Seaman in goal. Keller bench, terrific. Yeah, shit happens. See, look, this is going to make you feel better as well, Farrell. Charlton scored their first attack and it's a total fluke. Jensen making his first appearance of the season after injury crosses in an in-swinger from the left, but it beats everyone and drops in at the far post past a despairing Seaman. Listen, if you ain't thinking about Naeem and Ronaldinho right now, you're not normal. Because that's the picture you've got in your head, isn't it? Poor H. Arsenal fans, she's called him H. You can all work out why, right? It's Cockney rhyming slang, lads. Feely M2, Tip Fuck Bramble. Christopher C, North London is white. Yeah. Probably not the right fixtures to be shouting it out this week. I'm probably keeping a little quiet one on there, mate. Skylar Bramble's coming for the golden boot. Will Cantrell, 2 more for Titus. Big smiles. Ipswich back in front from a set piece. Sorensen saves Clappert's effort well, but from the resulting corner, Kumas swings in a great cross, and Titus Bramble cranes his neck to put a pinpoint header past the Danish stopper. Sounds like Kumas on corners there for Ipswich. I know the Stato guys, excuse me, like to keep an eye out for these things. So Bramble the scorer. Sounds like Kumas on the corners, although also sounds like Clapham may have taken an effort at goal from the free kick there. Not that we've had direct free kick goals. FPL captain, why are you giving us the eyes, mate? What does it mean? Gary Smith as Shearer captain, 2-guy bench. FML. Billy Hadaway, Naeem, legend. Not wrong, pal. Brian Yule, is it time for Wright? Ooh, that's a point, isn't it? Low rating here for Seaman, who knows? DJ Music A says, feel for you, mate, at Gary Smith. Gary Smith, I feel for you too, mate. I have a penalty to tell you about at the Reebok. It has been awarded to Bolton. Who do we think's on the pens for Bolton? I wouldn't be surprised if it's Rob Lee, you know. I'm sure someone was bashing about saying Colin Hendry might have taken some in a few sims. I know Hendry's got most tackles, I think, of any player in the game so far. 4.5 million defender. Time is probably not right to buy Bolton defensively now. It should have been before these games, really. Pedersen, Wallace, Ricketts. Who do we think, guys? I'm obviously hoping it's Pedersen, personally. Yeah, 27 minutes gone. Penalty to Bolton at the Reebok. Brian, you'll say, please be Hendry. Gary Smith, Nolan question. Have to be Nolan after I sold him for a -4. Although Nolan would be rooted to my bench anyway. Eric Ravo wants Pedersen. Information on it. I can tell you that Pedersen is going to take it. Pedersen looks to cross into the box for Neil Maddison, but as the ball comes in, debutant Gavin Ray hauls the ex-Borough and Southampton man to the ground. Penalty. Henrik said as Pedersen places the ball on the spot. It would be assist to Maddison. Pedersen to take. I have a theory and a feeling that if penalties are missed in other games at the same time, they're more likely to be missed in these ones. I just think it's the way that AI works. Villa and Everton playing the same system. All that kind of fucking funny things. I'm expecting this to be saved. Sorry, Pedersen owners. I am one as well. Just telling you that I've noticed things where one thing happens in one game and then it also happens in another. Let's see. We await. And we wait. It's about 4% captained as well, Pedersen, I think. He's missed it. Genuinely, he's missed it. Paul Jones does really well diving to his left to turn Pedersen's penalty away. Not a bad penalty, but a nice height for the keeper. Southampton clear, and it remains 0-0. Fortunately, as an owner, I was expecting it. Yeah, shit happens. Fuck this game. Callum Island said, hey, how you doing, man? FPL Willie back. Oh my God, Pedersen taking it. I know a man with Pedersen as captain. Mark Dorney. How is that Mark Dorney captain him? James Pompey Ghana doing amazing. Andy North missed amazing. MTWSN, love it. John Jacobson, Christopher C. Fuck, take Pedersen. Paul Coleman, too many in the chats now. Rory Barmore, this is insane. Some yellow cards to tell you about. Craven Cottage. Gary I said Gary Robinson said Pedersen and Ruud van Nistelrooy owner. Yeah, me too, fam. Yellow cards. Couple of notable bookings to tell you about. Staunton looking very uncomfortable playing in midfield has been booked for a shirt pull. A little later, Boa Morte goes into the book for a late challenge on Alpine. Boa Morte booked. Big differential captain for it was about 12% or so, wasn't it? You can see it on your screen now. Bottom right-hand corner. Boa Morte third most captain, 12%. Yes. It does say that Fulham are on top, though they do trail Aston Villa by a 0-0 at the Cottage as we just go past the half-hour mark with Blackburn, Charlton, Aston Villa and Ipswich ahead. We still have 6 games that are 0-0. We've heard nothing from Derby, nothing from Leicester, talk of the town this week, nothing from Anfield either. Uh-oh, there is news coming in from Filbert Street. It's like I don't have this script, I'm telling you. It's a substitution. Muzzy is injured and needing to come off. He limps off with the help of the physio. Akinbaye, his replacement. That sounds bad for Scowcroft owners. Scowcroft back into midfield, presumably there. The account says as well. Even game at Filbert Street so far. Yes, I would have thought Scowcroft back into central midfield. That said, one of their 2 central midfielders is normally given the licence to push into the 10 position from there. That would normally be Izzet. It will certainly be Scowcroft now. So I would presume, yes, Scowcroft back into a central midfield position, but still allowed to push on and join in. I just seen Woollyback say, ouch, Optimus. I want to find the comment because I know people are here just for the bats, really. Optimus, really? Fuck off. Stupid game. I have Veron and Pedersen and they miss a penalty. I guess some people will be having both. Don't worry. Got some good news for you. Superb work from Ruud van Nistelrooy. Intercepts a ball high up the field before crashing a long-range shot off the crossbar. Both sides have had chances with United just on top, but penalty aside, that's the closest we've come. Van Nistelrooy denied an assist after Veron had his penalty saved by Casey Keller. And Van Nistelrooy has now hit the bar, but it does remain goalless at White Hart Lane. Well, remember, Spurs are looking for a 6th consecutive win. Will Cantrell, an Ngotti goal would be great. I can feel it. That's a differential. Ryan, remind me, why do we have penalty takers in my team? Time to get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them, Ryan. Penalties, I never scored. Paul Ronner, some poor sods will have Shearer, Veron and Pedersen with one as captain. I've got Shearer, I've got Pedersen. So I've had red card, missed penalty. That's the way it goes. Don't worry, I'll take a -4 for others. The ownership numbers of a lot of these guys is going to affect others. The Pedersen one's a bit of a blow. Shearer with his ownership. It's half the fucking game. Don't worry about it so much. Ed Cannon, for fuck's sake, Boa. That would be on the yellow card to Boa Morte. Woollyback says Beckham is getting a goal and an assist here tonight. Will Cantrell, my great granddad played for Spurs. Wonder what he'd think of FPL 100 years later. Will, get in my DMs, mate, and tell me about your granddad. I'd be very interested about that. James, Pompey and Uganda, Ruud van Nistelrooy, bonus, nailed on. Yeah, well, when everybody else is blanking, you might as well at least captain the player who's going to get the bonus, right? Anurag, odds on who is the next penalty miss of this game week? Oh my days. Robbie Keane has put Leeds in front at Ellen Road, and you don't even need me to tell you who has got the assist. Ian Hart with the assist for Leeds. This fucking game is brilliant. Robbie Keane with the goal. Ian Hart with the assist. Leeds lead Everton at Ellen Road. Wow. Can he make it through another 25 minutes and then just fuck off? That's what everybody's thinking. Oh dear. Gary Smith, what will points be for Shearer as captain? Is he going to be -1 equals -2, I think, mate. Sorry about that. So you get -2 for a red card? Equaliser for Sunderland to tell you about the Stadium Light. Mickey Gray has scored for Sunderland. That's to add to his assist for Sunderland's first equaliser, which he laid on for Kevin Phillips. He scored this time. The assist goes to Stefan Schwartz. That's a Sunderland 2, Ipswich 2. Gray with the goal, Schwartz with the assist. And I can feel it in my bones now, guys, by the way, following that Hart return. So much talk in recent weeks about fuck the defence, fuck the defence. I bet you right now that those having a good week are those who have good defensive returns. So, Hart assist, Keller penalty, in spite of what's happening, penalty save, in spite of what's happening from me up front. If I can keep a clean sheet for Hippier and Blanc as well, that could even be enough for a green arrow, the way this game week is going at the moment. But remember, it's only 36 minutes gone. Long way to go. Ed Cannon, amongst the Hart ownership, says, Robbie Keane, you beauty. Alex Turner, think we all owe Luke a beer. I think you're right. You have to say, I would have started him anyway. The other thing to say is, and this is genuinely true, people will know this if they listen to Planet FPL on Monday night, I was going to captain him this week. I know Heskimo and a few others were thinking similar because of other sims Luke had done where Leeds so regularly kept clean sheets in this fixture and it just looked like a nightmare week, and with his ownership so high, let's get some sort of advantage off him. That was the thinking. I think with the fitness, for the 1% who've captained him, like, that's size of grapefruits that I really don't have. Well done. At that point, the capsy had to come off the table. But yeah, Luke had already done great sims highlighting this fixture, which was important, gave people the information. And then the further ones in terms of the fitness and showing that physically he might just be able to make it through. So, information on that goal from Ellen Road. You never know Ian Hart isn't fully fit. He runs from inside his own half, beats Alex Anderson in a foot race and then puts in a low cross to the front post where compatriot Robbie Keane pokes home. Brilliant by Hart. I'll probably fucking selling him next week, by the way. And to the Stadium of Light, a real ding-dong battle here. Great play between Schwartz and Till. Ends with the Swede playing in a teasing ball, which Mickey Gray gets on the end of and finishes. He sets up the first and now he's scored the second. He's having a great game. Mickey Gray, goal, assist, and I think we can already say 35 minutes in, will be in the bonus. I don't know what his ownership is. I'm going to guess 1%-ish. I think everybody else was looking at Arca anyway, if they were looking at Sunderland in those positions. Brad London, how is Sujtin getting on in Scout Challenge? I don't know. Bricky saying, are you live, Jack? Make sure you got a little red dot if you think people are ruining shit for you. They're probably not. And remember, some people will come into the chat later on and don't know the house rules. Please read this little bit of information right here. I want a 30-second delay, but police it yourself, guys. Newcastle making a real fist of this with 10 men, to be fair. Both sides having chances, but the Magpies are doing their fair share of pressing. Tugai, Grabby, Dyer, Besadas have all gone close at Ewood Park. They would be very surprised if that fixture stays 1-0. Remember as well, Blackburn took real advantage of Aston Villa when Peter Schmeichel was sent off and hit Villa for 5. FPL Ferrell, Sunderland Ipswich first on Match of the Day tonight, lads. Nah, be on the Premiership on ITV, pal. You'd be watching on the wrong channel. Andy North, 50% of the goals happened at the Stadium of Light. Yeah, we all knew that was going to happen, didn't we? Feely M2 saying Melchuk playing right wing back. Yeah. Jack Tasker, I could say refresh. Ooh, red card at the Valley. Charlton are probably wishing that Danny Shitu was still playing. The red card goes to Mark Fish. Charlton have the lead, but can they possibly keep it with 10 men? Mark Fish, the villain here, hacking down Parlour with 2 feet for a straight red card. Charlton respond by bringing on midfielder Andy Reid for forward Jason Yule. So, I mean, for those who hang around on Yule, sent off last week, coming off early this week, suspended next week. Bloody hell. Yeah, so Charlton down to 10 men, obviously have the lead with Arsenal, but you don't foresee them holding that with an hour to go, do you? Sorry, 50 minutes. Oh, I have some news that's really going to piss some fucking people off from Filbert Street. It's not quite Henri, but this will be unpopular. Dean Sturridge is off. Callum Davidson on in his place. Does that mean Delaney to midfield with Scowcroft pushing up front again? McAnuff has gone close twice for Leicester in the last 5 minutes. Come on, Joby! Dean Sturridge is off. Yes, we can only assume that means Scowcroft then started at 10 and gone into midfield. Now goes back up front. Yes, I think Delaney to left midfield with Davison on makes sense. That is a huge blow for Dean Sturridge owners, and I feel you. Sorry, I haven't got shit else to say. I could have very easily made that move myself. The fuck offs and the U's and the oh my gods, yeah, people need to be. Just go and vent while I tell you what's happening at Pride Park. This game has been dreadful. We just had the first shot. Derby had it. Ravanelli on 39 minutes off target. And that's it. Chelsea really need Johnson fit next week. And Zola on that pitch. Dalabona has been particularly poor. So, it looks like we're all having a fucking bad one. Cheers, guys. It's a pleasure. It's emotional, you know. We are coming up towards half time. In case you were busy chatting and missed all that, basically it's shit at fucking Pride Park and you're really not missing a lot. It's basically what's happening now. So Blackburn lead Newcastle 1-0. Grabby with his 7th of the season. Bolton Southampton remains goalless. Klaus Jensen put Charlton in front against Arsenal. Bit of a fluke, but they are down to 10 men. Charlton, Mark Fish sent off. I will cut in. Front two have combined. At Anfield for Liverpool. Goodnison with the goal. Danny Murphy with the assist. Liverpool lead Middlesbrough 1-0. Goodnison, goodness gracious, I can't even remember his fucking first name, but it begins with an H. Let's call him Harry. Fuck it. Harry Goodnison with the goal for Liverpool. And Danny Murphy playing OOP up front has got the assist. For those who've gambled there, and I've seen a few have gambled Danny Murphy this week, very well done. That was the suspicion that it would be Murphy +1 up front. Liverpool want to strongly keep an eye on next couple of weeks as well as I think we get the blank double fixtures, some clarity on them. Then you're going to have sort of like Fowler, Heskey returning back from fitness. Obviously the major news there to say is that obviously the league leaders Middlesbrough are behind. But those directly behind are not taking advantage at the moment other than Leeds, who lead Everton. Here's that goal from Harry Goodnison. The makeshift strike bear combined. Crossley's kick is poor. Murphy heads it back where it came from. Goodnison is through 1-on-1. You expect him to miss, but he doesn't. He's called Harry. He's not going to miss. He wheels off to celebrate in front of the Kop. Dream debut. Unrealistic. They'll be attacking the Kop second half. So, the team from the Riverside motherfuckers are behind. Should we just do it again just because? Skylar says, goodness and price going up with every goal. Doubt it, mate. Ain't even in the game yet. I said they wouldn't bother till they know who's playing. Whoever it is, they're going to put him as 4.5 million forward. Genuinely. I've got to. Fowler and Heskey are both back in a week or two. Are you going to get him in for Sturridge because he's been taken off this week for one game? Oh, wow. Quick response at Anfield. Liverpool's clean sheet is gone. And the former Anfield hero has equalised. I don't know if Liverpool fans would call him that, but Paul Ince has scored for Middlesbrough. And the assist goes to penalty specialist Gianluca Festa. Paul Ince scores for Middlesbrough. Festa with the assist. Clean sheet wipeout for both at Anfield in the space of a minute. Paul Ince, the goal scorer. Festa with the assist. What is Goodnesson's real first name? Or should we just go with Harry? Andrew Martin says Liverpool lost the toss. That's fair play, mate. You need to put that in your description at the start. Cole Coop, what a half. Sold Hart, bought Veron. My three defenders all conceded one return only from Grabby. Ustaz Kadir, Grabby to Sturridge captain. I'm done here. Alright, pal. See you later, mate. Again, DM's open if you need to talk about it, mate. Borough equalised within a minute. Risa gives away a free kick in a dangerous area and picks up a yellow card. Festa swings in a beauty set piece again of a free kick. And Ince is free to head the ball past Dudek. The league leaders back on level terms. Interesting. Gary Smith giving a big thumbs up to Ince. Simon Dowling, watch Johnson, please. He's 7 million. He ain't going to return every week. What is he? 4th or 5th highest scorer on Johnson? There's a time for Middlesbrough, in my opinion. It's coming up. I'm not telling anyone my moves anymore, by the way. There's some suspicion that a lot of people got influenced on Leicester because of things I might have said in the last stream. So if you're unhappy that you went for Dean Sturridge, you can blame me anyway. I'm big enough, round enough, fat enough to deal with it. No probs. DJ Music Ace. Damn, I was so close to getting Festa in. But away to Liverpool. Don't believe you, mate. Gary Smith. Is Albertini playing? Yes, he is. FPL captain, Heavy Finger 7, you've literally just saved my life. What's happened? I can tell you, there's a yellow card at the Valley. Ashley Cole is into the book for Arsenal for a needless trip. Arsenal already piling on the pressure since the red. Kylie making good saves from Jeffers and Tickenoff. But will Henry be ticking off as Arsenal chase an equaliser in the second half as we go into injury time of the first half of these games? Woo, it's good fun and exciting, isn't it? This game's shit for everybody, right? Feely M2. How the fuck is Festa on set pieces? No idea. FPL coach giving a hand to our man, FPL captain, who managed to stop the clock at 45 minutes. I didn't take any notice whatsoever, but he is the man. It's going to take him some time to get through them beers, isn't it, Chris? James Street, Incy Wincy, clean sheet. Nah. Every Finger 7's doing nice for FPL captain, which I've missed, but I'll catch it later. But cheers anyway. Aritravo, captain doing captain things. Some news from White Hart Lane. Honestly, I have no idea how the game is still 0-0. This time, York tees up Beckham, who fires across goal. He beats Keller, but not the post. United having most of the chances here, but it could, or even should, be about 4-2. Come on, Spurs. Come on. We can do it, lads. Remember, Spurs have won this fixture 3-1 in the previous 2 seasons at White Hart Lane. And when anybody getting in this chat telling me what happened in the 01-02 season, never fucking happened. This is it. Right now at White Hart Lane. That day never happened. Never happened. Never happened. Brand new, I really thought Albertini would fix Arsenal. Not so sure I'll be correct. Brad Lewin, captain, great concentration. Alan, that is class commentary. Henry ticking off at 56 minutes. Yeah, boy. Ed Cannon, if Kylie clean these, I'll get his name tattooed. Right? We've all seen it now, mate. It's 45 minutes. This is a fucking computer game, Cannon. He says on my wife. Is that a typo from on my life, or are you saying you're going to get Dean Kylie tattooed on your wife? Because I think I'd rather have it tattooed on me than have to look at my wife who had Dean Kylie tattooed on her. Rory Burnway says, anyone on positive figures yet? Think I'm on a combined total of -4. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Keller's going to be the week's big differential, isn't he, with that penalty save at the moment? Luke Poyer, you can go away. You don't know what you're talking about, mate. Nash FIFA says 5-0 incoming. Paul Runner, no, brought in York this week. Rob Mead, the drama this half. Mark Dorney, how much is the penalty miss, for fuck's sake? Was it -2? Did we clarify that? -2 for a pen miss, -2 for a red card. I run an FPL podcast, I really probably should know this. It's -2 for both, isn't it? I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, someone. I will be obviously getting into the chat now as it's confirmed half times, by the way. Sorry, I should have said that a minute or so ago. Yeah, confirmed half times. So now's a good time to get in the chat, get your ears in if you want to pitch in something that you want me to debate for a couple of minutes or so. More than happy to do so. Obviously in the graphics, if you're just joining in late, additionally on top of the goals, assists and the upcoming next 4 fixtures for all 20 clubs, you will see some data that our graphics guy FPL captains put in. At the moment you can see net transfers in, so that's the most transferred players in ahead of this game week. So you'll see there at the top James Scowcroft and then Dean Sturridge, 224 net transfers in, approximately about a sixth of the game, and he's already gone off. You can see most transfers out there: Salakovic, Rebrov, Desai, we know is injured for a little while. And then I think most captained and something else as well. But yeah, get in the chat, guys. Let's have a drink. Let's talk. Vutmi Soccer saying mine is red free for a red card. Okay, cool. I don't disbelieve you. Brian, you'll have 2 assists, a red card, a penalty miss, hit Woodward 3 times, 2 clean sheets gone where it hasn't been dull first half at least. No, the scoreboard doesn't look that exciting, but plenty going on. FPL chances, Spurs roper doping like Muhammad Ali in the jungle. We're going to win the league. Warrior Recluse, Keller turning out to be the best captain. Mark Dorney, Pedersen, no captain, my captain. Matt Morrison, -3 for a red card. Matt Morrison or a red card. I know what you meant, Mac. It's all good. Gary Smith, is there a genuine 15-minute till restart? Yeah, it's 15 minutes fucking half time, Gary. It ain't fucking virtual FPL, pal. Disable Luke, Hart captains dominated. Yeah, 15 more minutes. We all went him off at 61, don't we? Just bank the clean sheet and the assist. That'll do. Yeah, Luke's saying he was going to captain in pre-injury as well. I think it's too much for a gamble. I was going to do the same. But yeah. You can't complain. We can't complain. Because obviously plenty have sold. A lot of people sold because of this as well, so there's an advantage. Ed Cannon says, it's been my favourite week so far. Cole Coote, did Sturridge get injured? Was it tactical? We think it was tactical, Cole. There's no information on an injury. Ryan Mills, Shearer be -4 if captain. Yes, that's correct. Ed Cannon, it's like torture. Everything's James, come on, plug your 24-hour marathon should be exciting. Do you know what? You're fucking right. There's been so much going on. I've forgotten. So for those who haven't been listening to the main podcast, Monday nights, which you can listen to, is Pin Tweet, interesting discussion on football returning, and the last 20 minutes all Champman FPL, and that's what we'll do on Monday nights now as well. We have announced that we're going to do a 24-hour live stream on Saturday, May the 23rd, which will incorporate Champman FPL Game Week 16. Nothing will be different. It will still be me. Suj might chip in for a little bit. We're going to do it from 6 a.m. in the morning till 6 a.m. on the Sunday morning. We'll have guests on the community. There will be some people who are in this chat who will be on the podcast during the day. We're going to have some guests from the FPL community. We're going to play some games. We're going to do some nostalgia. It's not going to be empty space. We might be phoning some of you. That we've got lots of plans. It is going to be action-packed from 6 till 6, and I don't expect any of you could possibly join in for 24 hours. We will put the full schedule in beforehand. If you only want to come and watch the stream from 2:30 till 5 o'clock on that Saturday, you're more than welcome to. You won't have to wait for it to start because we'll be about 8, 9, 10 hours in. So, yeah, what will probably happen there is 2 o'clock, I'll get all the team news written down. Suj will do something for half hour, then he'll piss off, I'll do the stream, and then we'll do other content before and afterwards. I'm sure he'll be involved with the stream at some point as well. So yeah, we're going to be raising money for the NHS as well. We need to get something set up so people can donate. So I know I appreciate a lot of people would straight away like, how can I donate? Just chill, it's 3.5 weeks away. So it'll be the Champman FPL Game Week 16. It'll be a 24-hour live stream on this channel, so you won't have to go far looking for it. And obviously the Game Week 16 will be the centrepiece. We'll have some people on, and we'll do lots of Champman FPL content during the day. As I realise a lot of the YouTube following now are coming for this as well, so we wanna cater for you as well. All those in the chat saying nice things, much appreciated. So yeah, hold tight. We'll have lots more to come on that. It's going to be a blast. My only concern is not making it through the 24 hours, because there's one thing in me is there's no quit. It's the making it through the 24 hours, staying awake and staying pissed. So I won't quit, but my body might quit. Especially if I'm pissed. And if I open the first can at 2:30, by 6 in the morning, it could be quite dangerous. I can definitely confirm that I have got a couple of guests booked in and ready for after midnight slots. It's not going to be empty space. We will not allow it to happen. And if there will be times, I'm sure, where there's nobody watching or there's one person watching. We will have a blast, and we want every single one of you to be involved and interact with it during the day, because it's by the community, a little bit like this game. It'll be by the community, for the community, raising money for a really good cause, which I think everybody, certainly in the UK, is very passionate about at the moment. So anyway, bless. That's enough of the fucking selling bollocks shit. Listen to Monday night's pod. Listen to the quiz today on 2018 World Cup. Top score I think is 25 out of 30 so far. So she did alright again. FPL catch and probs lay off the afternoon beers, mate. You want me to have a drink while I do the stream, didn't you? I think if I have a few beers and then piss off and have something to eat at like 5:30, let Suj do something with someone else for half hour, and then chill out and then go on the vodka. Heavy fingers have a major bladder test. Well, that's a certainty, mate, that on that one. Yeah, no one's sitting here for 24 hours and not going for a piss, are they? No one's going for 24 hours and not doing a dump. We're all adults, everyone shits. I'm not going 24 hours and not going, mate, Suj, I'm going to go and read the newspaper, you know. FPL Willie back, says James, the whole watching this owe you a big thanks for your time and effort to it. You know me, I don't really like chatting about those things, but yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you're passionate about it, and I'm enjoying doing it. Make no mistake, this isn't a slog for me. This isn't me going, oh, I've got to do that again for 2.5 hours for them fuckers. I'm enjoying it as well, guys, so it's a pleasure to do it. Mark Buchanan, what's the best Shearer replacement, do you reckon, James? That's a good question, Mark. Plenty on the list. Middlesbrough coming into right timing. It could be that the timing is right for Shearer back to Redroth, because I think Redroth will then walk into Ipswich at home. Then there's a couple of difficult fixtures. It might be dependent if Spurs end up with that double game week or not. I know there's a period coming up where Middlesbrough need absolutely hammering into. And I don't even want to talk about it on this stream. You can go and find it yourself. It's a treble up. If you walk into it with no Middlesbrough players, it's -8 straight away. That's coming up soon-ish. There's a couple of clubs I've got my eyes on. Southampton is one, actually. Watching Anders Svensson from afar, I think he's at a value that's right for this game at the moment in terms of where you want your budget to be. So I've got my eyes on him, definitely. Sunderland short term with Phillips, it could be that following that time with Derby in game week 10, that it might be a hop off to Phillips is decent, possibly. So I've got an open mind about next game week, actually, partly because my intention is probably to roll. The other thing I was thinking about is moving sort of Ian Hart to either Ashley Cole or down to 4.5 area, dependent on what I want to do with my budget, which I haven't decided yet. And I keep saying what I'm going to do, and the picture keeps changing in any case. So happy to wait. At the moment, I think game week 10 is a good one for me to roll, and I might take a chance and play like Davies Ass and Captain Shearer and take advantage and then bin those guys off afterwards, for example. So yeah, wait, see, just having a look at the fixture graphic coming up now. Charlton's an interesting one. Southampton away, Leicester at home, West Ham away, Blackburn at home. I've got Rufus, so I don't really want to add to that personally. Arsenal, I think, are about to come into a good run. Sunderland following that Newcastle fixture, Everton at home, Middlesbrough away, Arsenal away is not as good as I thought it was. Southampton are Charlton away, Man United away, Leicester at home, Derby at home. I like more. So I think you could always attack, say, Svensson this week or Kevin Davis or Pahars. play him this week, perhaps bench him for the game at Old Trafford, then you don't have to make the transfer coming into those two very good home fixtures then in game weeks 12 and 13, wouldn't it? So Southampton's one I'm really watching, and there's a period coming up for Middlesbrough really soon as well. And it's coming back. It's going to come back round for Spurs as well, possibly depending on, like I said, if they have that double or not. FPL captain, our graphics guy, saying Howard is back. So Svensson back on the right wing today, being effective there before. Yeah, quite possibly there, Chris. FPL Badger, have you got a dog, James? Thought I just heard a woof woof. Probably my son. I can't even hear it because I've got me earphones in. Tomo, our Blade. Evening, James. Skipping my conference call for this. You normally have 2.5 hour fucking conference calls, mate. Tractor saying, come on, you Tractor boys. 2-2 away to Sunderland. Gary Smith, Shearer also saw red for the second time in his career this season after allegedly elbowing an opposition player in a match against Charlton Athletic, third at Blackburn. Just updating Wikipedia. I fucking tell you. Put me soccer, Shearer to Henry. Yeah, you got to have 3 million money knocking about as well, right? Difficult. I ain't fucking Van Nistelrooy. It's not going anywhere. Second half's kicking off, guys. Managed to get through this one without taking the piss during half time. Slanchers, good luck everybody in the second half. After an eventful but low-scoring first half, with missed penalties, red cards and crazy subs, I think we might just be in for a cracker. They've just told us the goals are coming. They don't mean anything by their tweets, but I'm telling you, the goals are coming. Anorak, thinking Boksic, is he back for game week 11? Boksic should be back next week, I think. He's actually injuries cleared, but he's I'll tell you, because I did write it down actually. 30% fitness, Boksic. So just needs a week to get the fitness up. So he'll probably play against Tottenham next week. Could be that I move Pedersen to Boksic next week. Possibly wouldn't scare me to do that. I just need to have a closer look at what I want to do a bit as well. Bolton don't have the worst fixture next week. It's Ipswich away, and I think it's Villa at home. So I think the plan was to go Pedersen for the 5 games. But I'll see if I can. Again, if I can hit the trends before other people, that's what I want to do. And I'm a little bit concerned this week that I haven't hit this Leicester trend before anybody else. Look at the numbers. Everybody else has done it. Whereas I think with the Pedersen one, everybody was a bit like, yeah, fuck off, James. I'm going for the consistency of Boksic or whatever. So people didn't go in hard on that for Bolton, but everybody's felt like they've been on this on Leicester. I know there's a few people... our friend Flapjack, I don't think he's got any Leicester ownership. I think he had one and he actually sold a Leicester player. So not everybody's got bought into it. And the trick is as well, I've spoken about this and I think people have cottoned on now. Yeah, fixtures, really big thing in this game. But now it feels like everybody knows it. It's a time to start thinking different. It's been a red card at Craven Cottage. That's all the information I have. I have nothing more than that. But there's been a red card at Villa Park, at Craven Cottage. The fact that I'm going to tell you now, I think it's Barmore. I'll tell you straight now. The fact that they've left that for a second tweet and he's already been booked, that's where my money's at. If it's just like random Villa right back, etc., I don't know why they haven't just tweeted it. I think Barmore is about to get sent off here. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm telling you my opinion. Like my opinion was that Pedersen, and I own Pedersen, that Pedersen was going to miss that penalty. My opinion is that in the next few seconds, you're going to find out that Lewis Barmore has been sent off. We wait. Mind you, Brendan Davies saying it could be Staunton. That's a good shout, Brendan. We're all wrong. Steve Marley sent off. Steve Marley has obviously been taking tips off teammate Sylvan Legwinski. He doesn't like something that Staunton has said to him, loses it and headbutts him. The ref shows a deserved red. Staunton looks fine to continue. But I'm more telling you, you're safe for the moment. He's been booked, so Staunton. The official account has done us all there. They've done me, they've done you, they've done everyone. So it wasn't my intention to scare anybody. I'm just telling it what my belief was. If I didn't say I think it's him, then I'm not doing justice to the stream by just keeping my thoughts to myself. So Fulham behind at home to Villa, and now Steve Marley sent off. Surely now Louis Zaha will get a fucking chance. Bloody hell. Clean sheet wipeout. How does he headbutt the Lord? That's interesting. That says 2 weeks running, Fulham players have been sent off for headbutting 4.0 million defenders following Legwinski's headbutt on Ledley King last week. Danny saying no spoilers, please. Guys, as per usual, just make sure you're A, live, and B, I'm on a delay. No spoilers. Turn your notifications off from the tweets, please. Ryan's called it right. The official account trolled us all. The official account knew that I was... They know me well enough to know that I'm going to say it's going to be Barmore here, guys. Sorry. They've stitched me and I've stitched you. Sorry. Gary Shepherd says headbutts were a weapon of choice in 0-1. Well, being a Wolves fan, you'd fucking know that, wouldn't you, Gary? John Jacobson. Oof, bad luck, that Woolly back. Whammed Woolly back. For fuck's sake, brought him in today. And Sturridge. Absolutely love this game. Oh, come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Salakovic. Yeah, I've sold him for a -4 if he scored. I don't care. Spurs are winning. Spurs 1, Manchester United 0. Stefan Salakovic is the goal scorer. The assist goes to none. What a huge goal. There are a number of people out there, I know, myself included, who have taken -4s to remove Salakovic. He has scored against Manchester United at Old Trafford, not Old Trafford, at the Lane, of course, to give Spurs the lead. This would be 6th win in a row for Tottenham. Wow. Regretting that transfer much? Yes. That was, I've got the stream on over there, the game. Swedish commentary of Tottenham and Manchester United. Oh, the league leaders are ahead at Anfield. Alan Johnson has scored for Middlesbrough. Assist to Dean Windass. Johnston goal for Middlesbrough. Assist for Windass. Middlesbrough lead a depleted Liverpool 2-1 at Anfield. Wow. Middlesbrough fans, you can hear them. They think they're going to win the league. But they ain't seen what's happening at White Hart Lane, and Spurs are coming for them. Jose Vargas. I just haven't seen that one. Shit. Shitwick. Ryan, thank fuck, get in. Ryan, you can still launch yourself into my DMs if you need to, mate. Mark Dorney's game was an absolute belter. FPL Chancellor, just scream my eyebrows off. It's coming home. Coming, you Spurs. Feely M2 took a -4 to remove Sella for Sturridge. Mate, so many people. I've taken a -4 to remove Salakovic. I was like, yeah, Manchester United and Middlesbrough, you can piss all over that. There's a 5th goal to tell you about at the Stadium of Light. And there was a 3rd return of the night for Michael Gray, assist for Stefan Schwartz. It's also his 2nd return of the game. Sunderland captain Schwartz now with a goal and assist. Sunderland in front for the first time at the Stadium Light, lead Ipswich by 3-2. FPL coach took out Salakovic, brought in Johnston. It's a fucking brave way to do that, pal. You know what you're doing though, mate. Paul Miller, how difficult is it to understand this delayed? People stop giving away goals. Paul, make sure you're live as well, though, mate. You need a little red dot. You might not be live. But yes, please respect others in the chat, guys. I am on a delay. I don't want to be talking about delays and shit. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Best thing to do, mute notifications from the official account. The guys from the official account will tell you that yourselves. Bollocks. Juan Sebastian Veron is the goal scorer for Manchester United at White Hart Lane. The assist goes to Roy Keane. Veron has made up for his earlier penalty miss and scored. Spurs' lead lasted no longer than a minute, apparently. United on level terms. Veron, the goal scorer. Roy Keane with the assist. Auto Recluse, if Borough win this league, can you do Next Planet FPL live in Borough for the crack? No, mate, it's a fucking shithole. Why would I go there? Darren Addy, no, hate Veron. Obviously, if Middlesbrough get promoted, then I would be delighted to go back down to the Riverside motherfuckers. So, plenty of goals to tell you about. So, update on the Johnston goal for Middlesbrough. Borough strike back to lead. Johnston went close a moment ago and now he scores. Good work from Windass, who picks out Johnston square, and he is left with a simple finish. 2 changes to Nemeth on for Rickard. Redknapp on for Haman. The official account says on Salakovic, so now people are saying you decide to score away. It's a cracking strike, mine. Veron dispossesses Sheringham in the box, but the ball rolls out to Salakovic 25 yards out. He hits a hopeful long ranger, but it's perfect and flies in. Bit of a screamer there from Salakovic. No information on the Veron goal as yet in terms of how that played out, but assist for Roy Keane. Excuse me. Fuck me. I didn't realise it was in front of the public there. Here we go. Is this the slice of luck Veron needs to kickstart his season? He tries to repeat Salakovic's effort from less than 60 seconds ago. It's far less good, but Keller somehow lets it squirm past him. From 0 to 0 for the American stopper. Sorry, I'm playing fucking Sereni next week anyway. Will Cantrell sums it up. Yep, 99% of people pick Veron next week. Ed Cannon, here come the subs. Yes, we're about 5 minutes to the hour. Can Ian Hart make it to an hour? Ryan says Veron the troll. Ash Beckham had nothing since I bought him in for Veron. Graham Sean, pure tragedy game week. Benched Salakovic. David Storm, yes, the tides have turned. Here they come. Catching up. Leicester make their final change of the night at 51 minutes. Damien Delaney, the man to be replaced. Frank Sinclair coming on. I've given up working out what Peter Taylor is doing. Change of formation. Possibly could be free at the back by the sounds of that. Yeah. Host of changes at Bolton. Bolton bring on Diawara for Kevin Nolan, who looks like he may have picked up a knock. At least that was the good bit of my minus for. 3 changes for Southampton. Murray, Svensson and Howard. Svensson all off. Beattie, Oakley and last week's hero Joe Tessum are on. Those are all timed at 55 minutes. Leicester change with Delaney going off, timed at 51. So if you have Leicester assets and they've not gone off yet, they're staying on. They've made all their subs. Mind you, red cards, injuries. Now tempted fate. Kevin Nolan, yeah, possibly with a knock. One of the reasons I forced through the -4, I think I was always going Salakovic to Scowcroft, to be fair. They're taking the piss. Sorry, they're taking the piss. 57 minutes gone at Ellen Road. Ian Hart is signalling to the bench here. He isn't moving freely. I think he's struggling. Owners will be hoping he can make it through just a few more minutes. They're fucking wankers. They know. Oh, God. Substitution at the Valley. Change up front for Arsenal. But Omri survives. Jeffers is replaced by Carnu while Bergkamp comes on for Albertini, who hasn't picked up the pace of the game. Charlton freshen things up top. Graham Stewart on for Johansson. It suggests Stewart probably going to a midfield position there. They might be playing without a forward, possibly, because Yule was sacrificed, wasn't he? So perhaps actually Stewart might play up front on his own. Remember, Charlton down to 10 men, but still lead Arsenal. Bergkamp and Carnu on, and so is Omri. So Omri must surely be surviving the whole game this week. Goal to tell you about at Ewood Park. Marcus Bent is the goal scorer for Blackburn against 10-man Newcastle. No assister on this occasion. Marcus Bent, the goal scorer, timed at 58 minutes. We await further news potentially on Ian Hart. It's worth a few fucking points here, I would suggest, guys. Love it. Fucking love it. Ah, dear. I think everyone's probably not listening to me at this point. And just looking at the clock, as Com says, that Hart tweet has got Andy Martin all over it. FBL coach, Andy and Dave, you killers. James pumping Uganda, great shout. 57 bought Delaney, was one of the most bought in this week, wasn't he? 8% owned overall, and he's about to hit a 1-pointer when he was on for a clean sheet. It's over. I swear to you, down. He's off. Ian Hart is off on 58 minutes. Oh dear, Ian Hart is down on his haunches and unable to continue. He really shouldn't have been playing today, and now Leeds paid a price. He's injured, and Woodgate is coming on to replace him. That's it. Everyone block Luke. To be fair, Luke, I want to say really well done, mate, because you put proper work into that. And also, he's got the assist. So, okay, he's not going to get the clean sheet. But at worst case scenario, it's looking at a 4-pointer. He could even hit a bit of bonus there with the 58. It could be a 6-point return. Okay, it's not the double point haul that people wanted for the 1% captain. It's not going to be the return you were hoping for. But yeah, there it goes. And it just shows the official account wasn't playing anybody. Legit, he's gone off on 58 minutes. We have hit the hour. Update on Marcus Bent's goal for Blackburn. It's as scrappy as they come, but Blackburn won't care. There's a real goalmouth scramble. Eventually, the unsighted given parries a fairly routine effort. As far as Bent, and he hits home high and hard. Blackburn have a cushion now. You would think 2-0 up and against 10 men. That should be in the bag. I'm just going to let you all vent in the fucking chat, basically. Fuck me. What a game this is. Come on, I'm a Hart owner as well. I don't let these things get to me. Graham shot. This image. Tragic. Ram, can they leave Hart on the pitch for 2 more minutes? No, they can't. Yeah, and Simon Downs said Hart can get 2 bonus cards as a non-owner. He is still a good return. That's absolutely right. For those who don't own Ian Hart, the 6 points will hurt when you consider Liverpool conceded 2, Arsenal conceded, Manchester United have conceded, Middlesbrough have obviously conceded. So, not going to be too many clean sheets knocking about. I think I'm out, aren't I? Yeah, I'm done. I've lost Blanc, Keller, excuse me, and Hippier obviously as well. Brand new Albertini and Hart, both subs. Brave diving straight in on Albertini. Update from White Hart Lane. Spurs have had a spell of pressure, but Giggs nearly gives United the lead. Giggs goes on a mazy run into the box, but it's easy shot come off the post. Van Nistelrooy is left with a tap-in, but he somehow hits it straight at Keller. Bloody hell. I mean, it sounds like it's a great game at White Hart Lane. I'm obviously watching it with my Swedish stream over there. Matthew Milton, need Barmore to do something. Be careful what you wish for there, Matthew. Information of a disallowed goal at Ewood Park. Matt Jansen's had one ruled out. Blackburn denied by the linesman's flag. Grabby has been in the thick of the action. He sees his shot saved by Given. Bent follows up, but his shot is saved too. Jansen scores the rebound, but he's ruled offside. Manchester Reds is holding on to clean sheets for Bjornaby and Melchior. I'll tell you what, if I was holding on to clean sheets and I was just a member of this chat, I wouldn't be fucking writing it in the chat. I'd just be keeping that shit to myself. And at 10 o'clock, I'd be going, 2 clean sheets, locked. So, 62 minutes gone. Blackburn lead Newcastle 2-0. Charlton, 10-men Charlton still lead Arsenal by a goal. Aston Villa 1-up against 10-men Fulham at Craven Cottage. Leeds lead Everton 1-0. Middlesbrough 2-1 up at Liverpool. Sunderland lead Ipswich 3-2. Somehow, it's only 1-1 at White Hart Lane between Tottenham and Manchester United. Sounds like it should be about 5-3 to United to me. It remains goalless at Bolton, at Derby and at Leicester. And breathe, say the official account. Things got a little bit concentrated up there, but we are back up to speed. Phew. Are you trying to tell me that the last half hour of this is going to be shit, guys? Rob Reed, come on, Veron. Need another goal and man a match, please. I'll be mad surprised if Veron's not in the bonus scoring in any game, by the way, even though he's missed a penalty. Graham Sean, basically Captain Johnston every week. Going to be popular, that Middlesbrough boy. I think if you're on, great. You could argue that Tottenham at home next week is a time to look. They have, I'm not going to tell you when it is, they have a very long spell of home games, Middlesbrough, coming up. Their next 4 are Tottenham at home, Fulham away, Sunderland at home, Manchester United at home. Should it perhaps be that still unbeaten, and they would be if they don't get beaten at Anfield, and you think with Liverpool's attacking issues that Middlesbrough could well hold on at Anfield, and at which point, I don't know, you've got to start taking them seriously. Greening and Boxic still to come back in this team. Could Dean Windass really win a Premier League winners' medal? Those side are winning at Anfield at the moment. Just to confirm, it's obviously the captaincy, Sturridge 5%, gone off early, Pedersen 4%, missed penalty. Of the top captain players, I think it's just Robbie Keane. I think Robbie Keane's the highest owned captain with a goal scoring return. Unless I've missed that, someone will no doubt correct me if I'm completely wrong. Simon Dowling, I reckon average will be in the 20s. I reckon it'll be low. But a lot could well depend on what happens with these remaining clean sheets, because there are actually a number left, but one of them has gone at Pride Park. And I told you, don't put it in the chat if you're holding on. Derby have scored against Chelsea. The goal scorer is Fabrizio Ravanelli. Assist goes to Stefano Aranio. I may be wrong, but I think that could be Ravanelli's first goal of what has been an injury-interrupted season. They lead Chelsea. This would be a 4th consecutive away defeat for Chelsea should they lose at Pride Park. They are behind with 25 minutes to go. So there are 9 clean sheets remaining for Blackburn, Bolton and Southampton, Charlton, Derby, Aston Villa, Leeds, Leicester and West Ham. Could we get another really late Leicester goal against West Ham, like we got that late Ipswich goal against West Ham in game week 8? We shall see. Fucking hell. I'm off down the bookies to fucking stick a tenner on the team from the Riverside motherfuckers, I think. Second half has been much better at Pride Park. Both sides, much better by both sides. Now Derby lead. Good work by Aranio down the right, who puts in a lovely cross, which fellow countryman Ravanelli plants past another countryman, Cudicini. I added that bit there, official account. Zola on for Dallabona. Kinkladze on for Christie. Zola is on. Kinkladze is on. 2 decently owned players are on. Harry. Shh. Little man. Shh. It's okay. Chuck him in. He'll start whinging. He'll start smashing up the computer. And if he breaks the stream, you'll cry. Edward Healy saying Borough average 6th place on the 10 sims I've run. Yeah, but what do they average on this sim? Rob Reed, Arsenal still losing to 10-man Charlton. Yeah, it's not like they got Henri, Bergkamp, Kanu on, is it? Kylie the Wall Cleany says Ed Cannon. FPL Woody back predicts Chelsea will see their arse and start buying big in the next few years. Rob Reed just says, Scowcroft, please. James Scowcroft, the most bought this game week and the most sold. Stefan Salakovic has scored for Spurs today against Manchester United. Ian Hart, the 4th most sold, has returned a 4-pointer plus any potential bonus to come. 5th most sold was Alan Shearer, sent off. Andy North, stop saying Kylie will get a cleanie. You'll jinx it, and I need this. I ain't jinxing it either. They're playing Arsenal. Arsenal are definitely going to score, Andy. Brad Lewandon, James, please don't tell Harry Kewell to shh. I need him to score. Substitution at Anfield. This has been an even game with few chances, but Borough are happy to defend now, and Liverpool have very little going forwards. Looks like it's going stale. Borough freshen up their front line. Andy Campbell is on for Noel Whelan. Optimus says he's got 40 to 50 points, he thinks. He's smashing it. So just letting through then captaincy stats. Yeah, Robbie Keane, 2% owned. is the highest captainer with an attacking return at the moment. Or any return for that matter as it goes, obviously. No, I was going to say just popped Alan Johnson. Who's obviously on... Is he on 4 goals now or 5, Alan Johnson? I think it's on 4 goals now, is he? Chris will confirm, FPL captain. Andrew Martin, so many Selakovic Scowcroft fans love this game. Andy, you're going to get people fucking unfollowing you, man. I'm telling you, mate. Who wants to hear about a big goal at White Hart Lane? From Ruud van Nistelrooy. Tra-la-la-la-la. Yeah, my captain's returned. Van Nistelrooy has scored for Manchester United. Assist goes to David Beckham. Manchester United lead at White Hart Lane with 21 minutes remaining. Yay, my captain returned. Yay. Bit sad, really. I really felt like in the running we could have Middlesbrough, you know. And this story has United in front at White Hart Lane. Big return for those who have captained Ruud van Nistelrooy. Assist goes to David Beckham. Ian McAllister says, boo! Andrew, Ruud, Dick Wellington, Ruud, thank you, Darren Addy. Oh, and the assist. Ram, fuck's sake, James, Pumping Gunner. Ian McAllister, Becks. Oh, I'm glad that Nikos Dabizas is on my bench. He's quite highly owned, isn't he? Own goal at Ewood Park. Blackburn lead 3-0. Dabizas, own goal. Karan Yadiv, get in. I have them both. Ryan, get in. Fucking get in. I presume Ryan's not going to be in my DMs later. Alex Turner, goal and assist. Tick, tick. Andrew Gallon, boom, shake, shake, shake the room. Ryan says, beautiful scenes. Brian Yule, Ruud and Beckham double up. That is a good thing. Nash FIFA, Ruud and Becks, come on. Anyone getting Dabizas in off their bench? I'd be delighted to know. Anyone started with Dabizas? Because he's quite highly owned, isn't he? I would have thought that fixture away to Blackburn would have been really off-putting. I had him last on my bench. I actually genuinely would have gone... If one of my defenders had been out, I would have played Rufus. I had Rufus above him on my bench. Ed Cannon, Dabizas is atrocious. Pep Talk, that's the best news all night. Oh my God, they've just sent about 100 tweets out. There's no goals. Information on the Van Nistelrooy. It's only 2 tweets. Just look like a lot more. Information on the Van Nistelrooy goal. Van Nistelrooy makes no mistake this time. He loses marker and beats Anderton to the ball from Beckham's corner. United lead. Dennis Irwin on for Phil Neville for them too. 21 minutes remain for Spurs to wrestle a point. Substitution to tell you about at Craven Cottage. Change at the back for Fulham. Wadu rushes off to be replaced by Zat Knight. No sign of an injury. Fulham on top here despite being down to 10. Villa's midfield can't cope, but Schmeichel has dealt with everything magnificently. So Fulham very much still in the game despite being a man down against Aston Villa. It's worth saying as well, obviously with Marley and the suspension, and obviously Bowen has been staying up front. He's likely to continue staying up front, isn't he? Everton away, Middlesbrough at home, Ipswich away, Chelsea away coming up for Fulham. It's not the best run considering there's 3 away from home. And the home game is against the league leaders. Information on that. Dabizas own goal. That you would think is 3 points sealed for Blackburn. 2 guy lines up a shot from range. It's going wide, but deflects off the luckless Dabizas and sneaks inside the post. Newcastle bring on Amiobi for Bellamy. And they ask, is that a white flag? Well, I don't know. Matthew Milton, what the fuck is wrong with Newcastle? Shit without fucking money, that's what. Andrew Dale and Ruud scores on the 69th minute. What are you trying to say, pal? Manchester Reds, I get a return from Becks, then Dabizas scores an own goal. This game week, man. Woody back, you want to see the funniest thing tonight? I should stream me on YouTube trying to work out my points. Pisses a fart. Good boy, Woody back. Good boy. Second goal to tell you about at Pride Park. I saw someone in the chat who I think said they were holding on to a clean sheet for Steve Elliott. He scored. And the assist goes to Georgie Kinkladze. How many of you have him on your bench? 2-0 derby against Chelsea. Chelsea crumbling away from home again. Elliott the goal scorer. Kinkladze with the assist. Remember, just to finish my point on Marley. Suspensions don't come into play in this game for 2 weeks. So it should mean a game week 11 suspension for Marley. Although I'll be honest, I don't know if they played on the Saturday or the Sunday. I'm sure the Champman account will clarify that in their tweets, not tonight, but whenever they're fucking ready between now and the weekend, or in their stream Sunday night. But Marley will certainly be available in game week 10 for Middlesbrough's trip to Goodison Park. Chelsea possibly on their way to another disappointing result here. This goal is a simple one from a corner. Kinclardzi puts it into the right area. Elliott attacks it, rises above Zola. Zola! And heads home. Let's get Zola, man marking a fucking centre half at a corner. What a state. Oh dear. Ash, Stanic no-show, bench, first, dab his ass, second, Staunton, third, Kinclardzi. That's a banger, pal. Graham Sean's got Selakovic and Staunton rooted to the bench. Loads of love. Staunton on the bench. You'd be mad to start him away to a Fulham team that had been doing really well in home games. Nash FIFA says, get Mourinho. Please, someone take fucking Mourinho from my life. The ball is in the net at Ellen Road, but it's been disallowed. It actually would have been a goal for Everton. Duncan Ferguson's had a goal disallowed. Everton have the ball in the net, but it won't count. Watson crosses for Ferguson, who dispatches a trademark header past Martin, but the goal is ruled out for offside. Debutant Simon Johnson is now on for Maybury for Leeds. Pep talk, Leicester clean sheet was so obvious, so why did I sign Sturridge? Man, when West Ham scored, you're going to get a lot of people unfollow you, mate. Matthew Hobbs says Zola involved at least. Optimus says, please, one more goal for my captain Phillips. Cole says, you got enough points, Optimus. I don't know why, I just see that as a Transformers argument. Please, one more goal for my captain Phillips. You have enough points, Optimus. Van Nistelrooy has scored again for Manchester United at White Hart Lane, and Veron is the assister. The two big hitting premiums have combined. Van Nistelrooy, the goal scorer, Veron, the assister. Van Nistelrooy has 2. That's now goal, assist, and missed penalty for Juan Sebastian Veron. You would suggest that is it for Spurs at White Hart Lane. Manchester United lead 3-1. Really sorry, Dan, FPL Chancellor, but, you know, maybe still top 3 Champions League place and all that kind of thing. It's just a top 3, you know, not a top 4. Yes, United lead 3-1. Second return for Ruud van Nistelrooy. Also second attacking return for Veron. Also a missed penalty, obviously, for him. Veron plays a delightful pass into the box for Van Nistelrooy. He takes a touch and strikes hard with his left. Past Casey Keller. United look comfortable now. Roy Keane and Ledley King both in the book in the minutes before. So Keane now a booking and an assist. Ledley King also on a yellow card as well. It's looking like a 0 point for dear Ledley. I would suggest, looking around, that those who have captained Van Nistelrooy, irrespective of what's happening elsewhere, are probably right now going to come out of this all right, because next to nobody else is hitting their captain right now. And it kind of makes me look at the rest of my returns and, you know, Shearer red card, Pedersen missed penalty, and not worried about them so much. I know that there's 50% of others that also own Alan Shearer, of which about 10% of them captained him, by the way. Will Van Nistelrooy get bonus? I mean, on 2 goals, he'll probably be on for top, I would have thought. Mickey Gray doing his best Pele at Stadium of Light. And it's a good impression. Beats Kumas and Holland before finding Till in the box. His volley hits the post and bounces clear. Sereni then saves 2 follow-up efforts. Varga on for Tome now. Sereni's on for some save point bonus there by the sounds of that. If he ain't on for a penalty save bonus like Casey, is he? I feel like I got that one right. Both conceded fucking 3. I knew neither of them was kept the fucking clean sheet. Simon Dan, Van Nistelrooy's most bonus in the game, yet by a comfortable distance as well. Rob Reed, United to run away with the league now. Here starts the domination. I don't know about that. That Middlesbrough and Manchester United fixture's coming up soon, I think, isn't it? FPL Chancer rudes my captain. Shit off, Rude. You done exactly the same as me, FPL Chancer. FBL Willowback, Rob Reed, agreed. This is where it starts. Jump on Veron. Could be. It's going to take nearly hits for everybody to get him in, though, isn't it? Is it better to, you can see it, can't you? Wait an extra week, Shearer down to your Boxic level or whatever, then up to the Veron. I can see it. I know what people are going to do. Danny saying on wildcard had straight choice between Rude and Thierry. Obviously went for Thierry. How the fuck are Arsenal still losing at Charlton against 10 men with only 10 minutes to go? FPL Archie Bargy, is Arsenal really going to lose against 10-man Charlton? At the moment, yes. Patrick Lawson, why did I not captain Van Bistro? Because everybody's obsessed with home fixtures now. Nash FIFA, getting rid of Bartes to get Veronis. I've got Bex and Rude already. Heavy finger said, Sereni then saves 2 follow-up efforts. The state of this game week when this is a highlight for us. Blackburn seeing the game out very professionally at Ewood Park. Mark Hughes is on for John Curtis, who was on a booking. So John Curtis put Newcastle unlucky to lose by 3, but their defence has been poor and their finishing not good enough. They've missed Shearer. Can we have appeals in this game? It's worth saying as well. I don't know if that's a possibility. FPL Woody Batter, 5.5 million in the bank, James. Verona's in my sights. Will take a move from Beckham. No. If you've got 5.5 million in the bank, we just get him in, mate. Like, this week, gone. Ryan says, hashtag Ranieri out. Not if Leicester score. Glenn Roeder will beat him, mate. Manchester Reds, Henry versus 10 men. Corsi blanks. I don't know, 10 minutes yet. Remember they had a very late win at Southampton a few weeks back. Christopher C. Wenger will be sacked in this sim. Gossadine T. Kylie and Ince on the bench. Leicester, clean sheet, gone. Goal scorer for West Ham is Joe Cole. Assist goes to Trevor Sinclair. I have to say, as someone who's not bought a Leicester defensive player, I'm quite pleased about that. Joe Cole has scored for West Ham. The assist goes to Trevor Sinclair. 9 minutes to go at Filbert Street. Oh. Delaney, the 5th most bought. Taggart, 6th most bought. I'm sure there were a few that went like Matt Elliott and that as well. I don't suppose many went free and Walker. But yeah, there's going to be 100 or so bought Leicester defensive, I would say. If not more, maybe even up to 150 or so. KG_007 said, this is the craziest game week ever. Fam, do you not turn up most weeks? Joe Cole has literally just come on for Carrick and scores with his first touch. Sinclair puts in a peach of a cross and Cole sweeps the ball home at the far post. Heartbreak for Leicester defender owners. It's been a good, open, even game. But West Ham have the lead. Leicester at home to Derby next week, who lead Chelsea 2-0. Leicester very Jekyll and Hyde away from home, though. Been conceding quite a few. Is it 4 at Ipswich? Definitely 3 at Newcastle. Mark Dorney, Sturridge tactical Marley will play next game week. Will he back? They're having their own little chat themselves. Brian Yule, pretty glad I ignored the Leicester hype. It's alright. Not all of us took a -4 for 2 of them. Please, I got McAnuff though. Actually, sounds like he's had a few efforts. Nice price point, 5 million. They can play him in home games, leave him out in others. See where we go. I really wanted to get off that Kevin Nolan price range. Fuck it. Next thing you know, I'll be going back to Klaus Jensen, wouldn't I? Patrick Lawson, glad the cup didn't start this week. Pep Talk would have trashed me. Oh, is it not this week? Andy North, it's such a bad game week that Skokov losing that clean sheet point as my captain hurts my fucking heart. Of course, yeah. Lost the clean sheet for the 1-pointer in midfield there as well. Oh, it's cost me 2 points as well, and it's Scowcroft and McAnuff. I hadn't thought about that. Scala, lol, not having Leicester players is the best thing so far for my team. Not all of these bandwagons are going to work, and that's going to be the trick. Decide when to, decide when not to. For every Henrik Pedersen, it looks like there's going to be the failures here of Scowcroft and McAnuff. But worth saying for those who've gone for Leicester players, you didn't go just for the one game. Remember that. And even with me, with Pedersen, I'd returns the first 2 games. I didn't even think in my head, should I get off? I've had 2 returns off him. And sure enough, misses a pen today. I couldn't sell him with that fixture, could I? Charlton still lead Arsenal 1-0, 6 minutes to go. Arsenal pushing here, but their finishing has been off, and Charlton have been very resilient at restricting them to half chances and long shots. 6 minutes for the Gunners to get a point. They deserve all 3. No one gives a fuck what they deserve, official account. I'm telling you, right? No one cares. No one cares what they deserve. Graham Sean, 1 return from Lewis Barmore, a Pedersen or Scowcroft's. All I ask, come on, fellas. Yeah, FBL Willie Batter, Mark Dorney, cheers, mate. Going to take some working out, especially with Woolpack Cup last 64 to contend with. When does that start, guys? Pep Talk says Worthington Cup is game week 10 on Saturday. Nice. I'm not sure I'd have been beating Flapjack here because he didn't go for any Leicester players. Brilliant job there, Andy North, on that YouTube vid, by the way, mate. Mint. And my boy FPL Captain as well on the graphics. Fucking superstar. Give my man a follow. Forget the guy who's top. DJ Music Case. Love how calm Planet FPL is about his team. I'm fuming. Fuck my life. It's a game. Flapjack. Andy stole some balls from the local soft play and wrote numbers all over them. You better give them back, Andy. Or at least give 32 of them back. You got to do the next round, don't you? Oh, dear. Ed Cannon, sounds like Kylie's on for 10 save points. We've got 5 at Manchester United, didn't he? And I know on the Wolfpack, the guys were speaking up about Dean Kiely because of the save points and that. And I've mentioned about picking keepers potentially who were playing Manchester United. That's why I gave Keller the edge over Sereni. Something's about to happen. I can... Manchester Reds is second at fuck Arsenal. Jake Corden, come on, Barmore, hey, please. Andy North, I'm banned from the local soft play, Rich. Would rather not get into it, if I'm honest. This is an offline conversation, I believe. Mark Dorney, absolutely fucking love the anti-Arsenal chat. Well, of course, I'm Spurs. I'm clear about it, right? This is not a place for gooners. If you're here, you're welcome. You can join in. I just don't like you very much. There's some good Arsenal fans out there. I've never met them. Ryan, Villa and Charlton keeping clean sheet of all the teams to be keeping them. Yes, so true. Villa at Fulham as well. No way, mate. Nobody's. Let me know if you started a Villa player at Fulham. You're fucking nuts if you had. Let me know. FPL Woolly back. Hashtag. It's a game. Yeah, exactly. Rob Reed, Holland, good fiction, good differential, but not sure about his returns. Yeah, you're talking about Matt Holland at Ipswich. I think Matt Holland's completed more passes than anybody else this season. I think I saw as a stat. 7.5. Decent. Ipswich about to come round to another home game next week. I actually don't think it's too late. I think you can still go if you want to. Vipme Soccer, how long will Shearer be out? Well, it's going to be a straight red card, so presume 3 games from game week 11, I would have thought. Well, after the second half that we've barely been able to keep up with, it's all gone distinctly quiet. The calm before the storm question. Or is that our lot? 2.5 minutes to go. Auto Recluse, I benched both my Villa defenders. Auto Recluse, you did the right thing. Ed Cannon said he sold Alpine for Gomar. Ed Cannon, you did the right thing. Nash FIFA, is Angel a good player to get in for Villa? He's getting a few goals. Well, the thing is, Nash, I talked up Angel before Saturday's stream and I said I fancy him to return today, and he didn't. I ain't mentioned him today, other than the fact he scored. FPL Badger, on Norwich correspondence, playing Melberg. Go on, Mark. Alan Cronin started Staunton and Kylie. You fucking nutcase, Alan. Well done. Brad Lewington, Staunton and Rigger on the bench. Come on, Villa potential clean is mad. Reckon Lewis Beaumont's shot count will be huge. Nurse Schrachter, Holland has Sims with 8-8. Nice. Luke Porteous, come on, Boa. Ryan Mills. Melbuck has started. Lewis Beaumont incoming, please. No. KG_007 Lewis Beaumont, captain, starts a big fiasco. I tell you what, not only do I think someone is going to score in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I think a big, highly owned player is going to score in the next minute and a half or so. FPL booster, Lauren makes room for Staunton. Jammy, fucking is as well, but nice. Simon Dowling, I thought Holland would get most of his turns in these weeks, and the next few with the fixtures, I'm going to keep faith with him. Fuck it. I think that's very reasonable, Simon. Brian Yule, a wee Pedersen winner to make up for his penalty miss would be fine, but no pressure. FPL Chancellor, surely the most cleans in the game week so far. Yeah, it's got to be Dan. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a goal, a big goal at White Hart Lane, and it is quite a highly owned player of extent. Sergei Rebrov has pulled one back for Spurs. Can Spurs nick a late equaliser at White Hart Lane? Rebrov, the goal scorer. And you won't believe it, it's Gus Poyet again with the assist. The Gus Bus has got another return. 6.5 million of midfield Uruguayan powerhouse. Spurs 2, Manchester United 3. Can Spurs get a late leveller? That is timed at the 90th minute. We have a 25 seconds to go of normal time. Manchester United now 3-2 up at Spurs. Rebrov with a goal. Poyet with the assist. Bet there's a number who sold Rebrov as well. I'm just going to wait for that net transfers out to come round in a minute. Petzl, FPL booster, great bench play. He's got Blanc coming on. Rob Reed, could there be a couple of late goals coming up? There is a late winning goal surely at Bolton Wanderers. Somebody was asking for a Henrik Pedersen goal. Sorry, you don't have it. You do have an assist though. The goal scorer goes to Paul Warhurst. Warhurst, the goal scorer. Is that like his third of the season? It's definitely his second at least. An assist for Henrik Pedersen. Very late return. Might take him from a 0 to a 3 to who knows, a top bonus. You never know your luck. Bolton lead against Southampton. 90th minute goal. Warhurst with a goal. Assist for Henrik Pedersen. And for the second game week in a row, I've got an assist in the 90th minute. Touch. Matthew Milton sold Rebrov for Sturridge. Well, you got some budget to play with there, guy. Heavy Finger set up Bill Captain 90-minute watch. Of course, he nailed it. Right, he's watching, even if I'm not. DJ Music Case, bit of a howler my game week. You won't be the only one, mate. Alamadi, yup, Rebrov gone. Would have been off-roading. Information on the Rebrov goal. Spurs going long. Benjevcevic plays long into the box. Poyet neds it down for Rebrov, who works it neatly in a tight space before bending his shot. Surely they couldn't, could they? Could they? 2 minutes of added time remain at White Hart Lane. Aritravo's got a yes Pedersen captain return. Mark Dorney Pedersen, thank fuck. Constantine T, I will take that captain assist. Christopher C, you damn tease, huh? You want to see me in my spare time? FBL captain at Heavy Finger 7. Yeah, yo. FBL Woolly Bat again. I did the thread on 6 players today on the top of my main night fixture. Selakovic, Rebrov, Poyet, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Ron Beckham, all in the returns tonight. We are in added time, awaiting information of full times or anything late. Eyes are on the prize. Simon Dowling has had his game week saved by Paul Warhurst. You are probably alone, but that could be a big monster return there, couldn't it? Clean sheet and a goal. Pep Talk Waters used to be striker for Sheffield Wednesday for a bit. Remember that, James? Yes, I do. And then Blackburn paid a lot of money for him and thought he'd be a holding midfielder. Sujan Shah is in the chat. He must think that his game week's gone well. He says, am I winning scout or what? Well, I know that you picked Dean Sturridge. I told you to get Kevin Phillips, you fucking mug. I have no idea, mate. You know who you picked and who they picked. Obviously, if you're coming late, Suj, you can catch up with all the goals and all the assists across the bottom of your screen here. You ain't got a lot, mate. Christopher C says Shearer and Lippman and Keenan Pedersen working out okay. It's quiet. What's happening? Karan Yadav, Suj in the house. Jose Vargas asks Suj, are you winning? Sean Murphy, I decided not to transfer the Leicester lads in, and Rebrov and Selakovic pay me back. Yeah, bad one for me. Substitution at White Hart Lane. Oh dear, Christian Ziege is injured for Spurs. He is coming off. Simon Davis's replacement for the final 30 seconds. I think they're going to fall short this time. 30 seconds left at White Hart Lane. I know Luke was running a sweepstake. I think it was Luke. On what minute would Christian Ziege go off injured? I bet he didn't have the 90th minute. Pete Squires, Viduka already in Australia for international game? Question. Sounds like he's done. Bakal. Yep, for me that wasn't a good gamble. Mark Viduka this game week, in my opinion. Difficult fixtures for Leeds to come. Go to Highbury next in game week 10. Simon Dowling, Brian, yes, but I'll take those points. John Jacobson, yeah, Warhurst started on bench for Bolton. Was he sub, Paul Warhurst? I think he started. Shit, dropped me bollocks there, haven't I? Fuck yeah, Paul Warhurst started as a sub. When did he come on? Full-time FPL captain, turn and red, my man. We are done in this place. Blackburn have beaten Newcastle United by 3-0. Bolton have beaten Southampton 1-0. 10-man Charlton have held on for about 55 minutes or so against Arsenal and beaten them 1-0 through a fluky Klaus Jensen goal. No one cares. Fuck them. Chelsea have lost their 4th away game in a row, 2-0 at Pride Park against Derby. Aston Villa have beaten 10-man Fulham for a Juan Pablo Angel goal. Robbie Keane's goal for Leeds was enough against Everton. The predictions of a low scorer with Everton not scoring are proven absolutely on the money. Well done those who fucking did the statistic deep diving on that particular fixture. West Ham have won at Filbert Street against heavily gambled on Leicester City. Joe Cole with a goal around about 10 minutes from time. League leaders Middlesbrough have won again, 2-1 at Liverpool. Sunderland have beaten Ipswich 3-2 and Manchester United have won at White Hart Lane by the same score. Stay with me, guys. We will hang on for the bonus points for those of you who feel the need to disappear because you can't wait and all that shit. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's been an absolute blast again. I will be back. Touch wood, all things being good, again on Saturday. Andrew Martin saying Kylie owners, clap, 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 clap. I bet most Kylie owners have him on the fucking bench and probably did at Old Trafford the week before as well. So we will just wait for the bonus points to come in. Yes, Ed Cannon, thank you for pointing it out as well. Pep Talk, Ed Cannon. You promised everyone a Dean Kiley tattoo. We want to see it all over Twitter, mate. Bonus points coming in from the Reebok. First, I can confirm, first of all, that Henrik Pedersen is not in the bonus. So that looks like a 3-pointer there if I've got my maths right. Top bonus goes to Bruno Ngotti. There are 2 points for Neil Maddison and Colin Cooper. There was 1 save point for Jussi Jääskeläinen and Paul Jones. There were 3 bookings in the game. For Cooper and Ngotti, you're both in the bonus. Sorry, apologies. 4. Also, Delap and Paul Murray of Southampton. There were substitute appearances for Tessem BT Oakley for Southampton. Warhurst came on 81 minutes for Rod Wallace. Random. Did he play in the 10 position? There was also a substitute appearance for Diawara, come on for Nolan on 54. So Anders Svensson, Brian Howard would have picked up 1 point as for Southampton there. Man of match and Ngotti with a 9 out of 10 rating. Nolan, Nicky Saville with 6s, otherwise pretty good ratings across the board there for Bolton. Mark Draper, Klaus Lundekvam with 8 out of 10s for Southampton. Moving on to Ewood Park. Top bonus goes to Jason McAteer. 2-point bonus goes to Gordon Greer, who stepped into that Blackburn backline today. 1 point bonus for Alan Kelly, 2 guy, Marcus Brent, Corrado Grabby, Alan Marn, and 2 Newcastle players, Kieran Dyer and substitute Warren Barton, who came on and played at centre half. 1 save point bonus for Alan Kelly to go with his clean sheet. 2 save points for Shave Given. There was a yellow card for John Curtis. Just of interest, Henning Berg, who I had mentioned before kickoff, I saw on 55% fitness, made it through 73 minutes before being replaced by Damien Duff. Duff and Hughes both on for Blackburn for sub appearances. Warren Barton played near enough the whole game. Marcelino went off injured after 6 minutes. Amiobi came on for Bellamy in the second half. John Curtis was the only booking in the game. Alan Shearer to go with his red card, 5 out of 10 rating. Jason McAteer's man of the match performance was a 10 out of 10. At Charlton, and of course, yeah, I picked Richard Rufus on my bench above Dabizas as my best defensive sub. Should have started the fucker again, shouldn't I? Top bonus again for Richard Rufus. 3 points to go with a clean sheet. There were 2 bonus points for Dean Kiley, Lee Dixon, him, Sol Campbell, Robert Perez, Ray Parler. Thierry Henry's got 2-point bonus here. There's 1 save point bonus for Dean Kiley. 1 booking in the game for Ashley Cole to go with the red card of Mark Fish. Substitute appearances for Charlton. We knew of Stewart and Reed. Obviously, Johansson and Yule were both sacrificed pre the hour. On replay, the full 90 this time. Albertini and Jeffers off for 1-pointers. Inamoto came on 70 minutes for Carnu. Carnu only survived 18 minutes before being withdrawn. As you are. No sign of that being injury related. David Seaman, I think, would be of note, scored a 7 out of 10 rating. In fact, Albertini was the only Arsenal starter to score less than a 7 out of 10. To Pride Park, goalscorer Steve Elliott has also returned top bonus. There are 2 bonus points for replacement goalkeeper Mark Poom stand-in, Andy Oakes, Stefano Iranio. Say that again, James. Stefano Iranio. Chris Rigger, Fabrizio Ravanelli, Georgie Kinclarty as substitute. There's also two bonus points for Jesper Gronkiar, 1 save point for Andy Oakes. William Gallas was the only player booked in the match. Couple of 5 out of 10s to tell you for Chelsea. Sam Dallabona really poor, replaced on 63 by Gianfranco Zola. And Emmanuel Petit also had a 5 out of 10 rating for Chelsea. Only Chelsea player who played well essentially was Gronkiar, 8 out of 10. Forsell had a 7 out of 10. Riggett's man of the match performance was an 8 out of 10. Kinclarty was on for Christie on 56. Adam Murray on for Buertin on 70. Moving on to Craven Cottage. Lord Staunton owners do not have any additional bonus to go with their clean sheet. The top bonus goes to Peter Schmeichel. There are 2 bonus points for 5 Fulham players. Corrigan, Goma, Clark, Stoices, Zat Knight, and also for Aston Villa's Paul Merson, who assisted the goal for Juan Pablo Angel. 2 save points also for Peter Schmeichel. Sounds like an 11 to me, I think. Staunton was booked in the match. In fact, there's 3 Villa players who returned 5 out of 10 ratings. And very interesting, it's all 3 players who started in that really awkward midfield position. Taylor, Staunton and Boateng. Alan Wright went off injured on 87 minutes to be replaced by Mark Delaney. Fulham's only change we knew about was Zat Knight for Awadu on 70. Obviously, Steve Marley replaced on 47. Luis Belmonte was booked, has returned a 1-pointer. Ian Hart owners, you have a 6-pointer. He has picked up 2 bonus points to go with his assist. He has got a 6-pointer. Top bonus goes to Robbie Keane. It's also 2 bonus points for Mark Viduka. That is it on the bonus. Robbie Keane, Viduka and Hart all returned 8 out of 10 ratings. They were the only ones to pick it up. There were no bookings in the game. The only substitutions we knew of, Woodgate for Hart on 58, Johnson for Maybury on 64, Paul Gascoigne replaced Joe Maxmore on 62. There's also some 5 out of 10s for Everton. Interestingly as well, 2 of their midfield 3 picked up 5 out of 10s in that awkward formation. Xavier and Gravison. Duncan Ferguson also returned a 5 out of 10. The third and final member of that midfield 3 that started was Alexanderson, who had a 6 out of 10. On to Filbert Street. He says, this will please some. Top bonus goes to Jerry Taggart, 4.0 defender. Some with a ball. You've got yourself a 5-point return there with Jerry Taggart. There are also 2 bonus points for Ian Walker, Matt Elliott, Joby McAnuff, Dennis Wise. And for West Ham, Shaka Hislop and Joe Cole. 1 save point bonus for Ian Walker, 1 for Shaka Hislop. Only player booked in the game was Don Hutchinson. West Ham made 2 late change, Minto and Cole on for Daly and Carrick. We knew about the Leicester changes. Obviously, Akinbaye on for the injured Muzzy Izzet on 29. Davison on for Sturridge on 36. Sinclair on for Delaney on 51. Sturridge's rating was 6 out of 10, so no alarming concern. Jerry Taggart's man of match performance was a 9 out of 10. Christian Daly returned a 5 out of 10 defensively for West Ham in spite of the clean sheet. Top bonus at Liverpool will also please some. Certainly pleases me. It's gone to Sammy Hippier. Top bonus. 2 bonus points for Jamie Carragher, Ugo Egiog, Alan Johnson, and Goodnison, who we've just decided his name's Harry Goodnison. No save points in the fixture. Only booking was to John Arnorisa. Liverpool's 1 sub was Redknapp for Haman on 50. For Middlesbrough, Campbell had replaced Whelan on 63. Nemeth had replaced Rickard on 50. Rickard with a 5 out of 10 rating. I would suggest that's probably not his first of the season. Moving on to Sunderland. Little surprise here. Top bonus goes to Michael Gray. And little surprise, 2 bonus points to Stefan Schwartz. Both with Michael Gray, I think was with 3 returns, wasn't it? Schwartz with 2. It's also a bonus point for Bernd Harsh, Jody Craddock, Kevin Phillips, Matteo Sereni, and Finidi George. There were also save points for Sorensen and Sereni, 1 each. Only booking in the game was for Schwartz with a yellow card. Michael Gray picked up a 10 out of 10 rating, so too did Stefan Schwartz. Matt Holland of Ipswich picked up a 5 out of 10 rating. Ipswich made no changes in the game. Sunderland bought on Varga for Tome on 68 and Medina for Gavin McCann on 80. Unsurprisingly, we should expect it with 2 goals scored. Ruud van Nistelrooy does have top bonus at White Hart Lane. There are 2 bonus points for 3 more Manchester United players. Gary Neville, David Beckham, and Juan Sebastian Veron. There were also 2 save point bonus for Casey Keller to go with his penalty save. 2 bookings in the game we knew about, Ledley King and Roy Keane. Ruud van Nistelrooy, top rated man of match, was 9 out of 10. Veron and Beckham also with 9 out of 10s. Phil Neville and Blanc were the lowest rated United players with 6 out of 10s. Irwin replaced Phil Neville on 64. Irwin with an 8-pointer in his 26 minutes. Slightly unfortunate to actually be outside the bonus there. Spurs' 1 change was in injury time. Simon Davis for the injured Christian Ziege. I believe that is all. Thank you very much for joining me again for Game Week 9. Been an absolute blast tonight. Really good fun. Thank you so much for everybody who's contributed in the chat. Thank you so much for everybody who's contributing to help make this game such a wonderful success, from myself and fucking FPL captain up there, to the Wolfpack guys, to Whitebeard, to Luke and Andy, to everybody getting involved. Way too many people to mention. Just before we go, actually, I've just got the league table come up, so just run you through that quickly. It will finish the stream off nicely. So Middlesbrough remain top on 21 points, followed by Leeds and Manchester United on 19. Arsenal are 4th on 16 points with a game in hand, 1 point above Spurs in 5th on 15 points, also with a game in hand. Chelsea, in spite of their 4th consecutive away defeat and having lost as many games as they've won 4, drawn 1, lost 4, have 13 points. That is the same record as Bolton, Ipswich and Aston Villa. So Chelsea, Bolton, Ipswich and Aston Villa all join on 13 points. Liverpool on 12 points, but obviously have 2 games in hand, having played 7 games. Blackburn and Derby also on 12 points. Charlton up to 13th on 11 points. Everton and Leicester on 10 points. Fulham down to 16th with 9 points. 3 wins, 5 defeats for them now. Southampton lost late at Bolton. They are on 8 points from 9 games. 1-2, drawn 2, lost 5. Newcastle United are into the bottom 3. They do have a game in hand. They only have 8 points from 8 games and have conceded 17 goals. The only side that has conceded more is Sunderland, who they play next in the evening kickoff in game week 10. Sunderland have conceded 20, but a big win for them today takes them up to 6 points. West Ham sit between them in 19th, also, despite their victory today, with 7 points. Guys, thank you so much. Much peace. Please catch up with all the other Planet FPL content that's going on. That's our bread and butter. Main podcast from Monday night. Tuesday, we decided on 20 teams. If, heaven forbid, the worst ever possible scenario of a European Super League happened, we picked what our 20 teams that we think could go in would go in. Today, we did a quiz on World Cup 2018. That could be some really good late night listening for you. Tomorrow, a bit of a Spurs theme. I'm going to be looking at Alan Sugar's years in charge as chairman at Tottenham, which include a very big court case with Terry Venables in the early 90s, which ripped the club in half. Certainly ripped the fan base apart, I can tell you that. Friday, I'll be streaming again about 1 o'clock. Please join me for that stream. We can make it as Champman FPL as you want. Essentially, it's an open forum. You ask me shit, I'll talk about it. It will probably be around about 1 o'clock Friday. If people don't join in the stream, it's awful shit. But you guys are hanging in there for me, making it good. I'll be back 2:30 Saturday, game week 10. Brilliant, guys. I had such good fun again tonight. The majority of people have not had a good game week. Don't worry about it too much. There's always next week. And remember that it's just fun at the end of the day. So don't worry about it. Stay safe. Keep clean. Be nice to each other. Much love. Ciao for now. The Fantasy Football Show.